All right, y'all. We got 50 people in here already. Everybody make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. My other YouTube channel is in the chat. Subscribe to my other YouTube channel. It is in the chat. Do that while you wait. We about to get started in a minute. Subscribe to my other YouTube channel. The link is in the chat. Let's go. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button.
Grandmother told me she wasn't too sure true love existed. Mom told me she was that guy, more than a lover. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Even in my younger years, tired of feeling lonely, eyes full of tears. Codependent deep inside this resentment. Yeah, you'll be my girlfriend and I'll ignore my fears. See, I always been a hopeless romantic. You got a problem, let me fix it. I'm no mechanic, yeah. They say I'm the sex attract. Seems like I attract attached, yeah. How to get free when I'm a stranger to me. You're my real, you're my real, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. You're my real, you're my so devoted, bone of my bones. All the mothers get demoted, yeah. You're my real, you're my. Now after 12 years, we still got.
All right, October 3074, you're saying there's something's wrong with the stream. Can y'all let me know if everything is looking good or is something wrong? Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Somebody said something's wrong with the stream. Can somebody tell me if, just put a 1 in the chat if everything's good. Put a 1 in the chat if everything is good. But if something wrong, let me know. Because October 3074 said something's wrong. Put a 1 in the chat if everything is good. Shira says good. Okay. What's up, Shira? Okay. All right, good. And just to make sure before we get started, has everybody already subscribed to my other YouTube channel? I'm starting a Deeper Discussions YouTube channel, and it's going to be super impactful. I'm going to be interviewing people, so it's going to be a lot of different things going on over there. So I need y'all, everybody watching, to subscribe to my YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel. Okay, so we good. So the reason why we are here is because we're going to talk about modern men and why are modern men so soft and feminine? Why are modern men so soft and feminine? So yesterday or the day before yesterday, video came out. And it started going viral on social media. And it had a lot to do with Dr. Umar Johnson talking to some guys from the Daily Wrap-Up crew. And he literally just tore them a new one. Pause. But it was really bad. And what it showed me is these red pill dudes are like women. Like females. And I'm gonna explain it. And this is not against the Daily Wrap-Up crew because they're just products of their own feminine environment. You know, if you grow up around a bunch of feminine men, you're just gonna act feminine and, you know, and I'm not saying feminine as in, you know, like this. I'm saying feminine as far as their thought process. So the name of the show, if y'all want to watch the whole thing with Dr. Umar, is the Daily Wrap-Up crew. So, and this is one of those typical podcasts, and they cool. I'm not against them, but this is how a lot of modern men make their money. So, you know, I ain't mad at you on how you make your money, but you know, they sit around and argue with women, and the women they have on there don't have no sense, and they just go back and forth and argue with the women, and then they go viral. You know, and that's simply what the business model is, which is sad. You know, you get a whole bunch of dysfunctional, crazy women on your show, and then you just make them look stupid, and next thing you know, boom, you know, that is the red pill way of making money. And I think it's disgusting, but it is what it is. Get your money. I used to sell crack, so I got my money in a crazy way. I can't judge. So y'all make sure to hit the like button. I'll give y'all a second to hit the like button. And also, where is it? Because this is going to be a good show. I got a lot to talk about. All right, while I get this together, buy my card game. My card game is in the chat. And also on Facebook, my card game is on top of the title of the video. So let me do this real quick and we're gonna go. So hit the like button, subscribe to my other YouTube channel, and buy my card game on YouTube. So I'm waiting on y'all to do that. All right, so let's get straight to the video because I got a lot to go over. So I'm gonna play this mini part of the video, and then we're gonna go to the main video. So this is a synopsis, and then we're gonna go to the main video. You know what? No, let's go to the actual. No, okay, let's start.
Give them training, give them your time. They not getting none of that from black men. We don't give a shit about black boys. And then we get mad at her for ending up with one later in life. It's for not. Like I said, we product and get mad for her for ending up consuming the product.
She could consume whatever she wants. I'm just saying, as a black man,
it's not about her consuming whatever she wants, brother. Because if we're trying to fix the black community, everybody and everything matters.
Y'all see that? That is the first example of pure baby boo-boo. I mean, baby doo-doo femininity. Soft, mushy femininity. See, one of the things that I have a problem with the little stupid red pill community is all these dudes want to do is sit around and whine about women, but they never have, one, any accountability for what they have done to the community, what they are contributing to the community, and they don't have any accountability for not pulling these women to the side and helping them. Think about that. Y'all can sit around and make money off of these women. You know, you get a whole bunch of stupid, dysfunctional women on your show and sit around and argue with them. And next thing you know, you got 100,000 views and you made $10,000 or $20,000 that month. But you don't help any of the women that are on your show. And I have a problem with that. So let me back up a little bit because I want y'all to get the gist of this. This man is talking about helping young boys, and listen to the lack of accountability that modern men have. And it's absolutely disgusting. And everybody share this video. Share this video. Y'all already know my YouTube channel has been shadow banned for a few months now. So I need everybody to hit the like button and share this video with at least 5 people and put done in the chat when you've done it already. Whether it's your group chat on Instagram, whether it's send to somebody else on Instagram or group chat on whatever. Let's go. And of course on Facebook, you can easily just hit the share button and share it to your own channel. So do that also, Facebook people.
They not getting none of that from black men. We don't give a shit about black boys. And then we get mad at her for ending up with one later in life. It's for not. Like I said, we product and get mad for her for ending up consuming the product.
She could consume whatever she wants. I'm just saying, as a black man,
it's not about her consuming whatever she wants, brother. Because if we're trying to fix the black community, everybody and everything matters.
Everybody and everything matters. Everybody and everything matters. What modern men love to do is to sit around and blame women for women being the way they are. We are part of the reason why women are so screwed up. Are women screwed up? Oh, 1,000%. But we are the reason why they're so screwed up. Part of it. But for these dudes to just sit around and say, I don't care what they do, I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's not a man. See, one of the specific things that make men men, it's not just masculinity, it's service. Service. Men have to be of service to his community. I'm gonna give you a crazy example of how service works in almost every scenario. Oh, thank you, Terica. Yo, y'all gotta get these likes up. Terica said the likes are down. I need the likes up. So everybody take a second before I keep going. I need y'all to do me a service and hit the like button. So everybody hit the like button, everybody hit the like button, everybody hit the like button, because I'm about to go crazy. Hit the like button. I got a lot to say. I'm holding back. I couldn't wait to do this stream. So we're going to do this commercial break, and then we'll come back, and hopefully the lights will be up. So hit the like button right now.
It's meant to give you and other players deep understanding of how we all deal with relationships. Deeper Discussion card game is meant to give you and other players deep understanding of how we all deal with relationship, when or if things get serious. One of the biggest reasons why people break up is because of underlying family issues. This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group, so have fun.
Question number 1. What is the one thing you wanted but didn't receive when you were young? Name a time when money was the...
Link to buy my card game is in the chat. Link to buy this card game is in the chat. Buy my card game. Link to buy this card game is in the chat right now. And hit the like button.
Main factor why a relationship went bad. What is the most annoying attribute about the opposite sex?
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend,
Candidate.
A potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. It'll even tell you what's wrong with your sneaky link. If you and your sneaky link need to have a conversation, these are the cards.
And you can fix yourself and figure out the why.
The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
they ain't gonna get
really
wore out.
Durable.
It's not individual. You're an individualist. You're not thinking as a community. Individual.
All right, this is important right here. He says modern men are individualists. And this is all of this is so integral to all of this. Listen to this. Remember, I said a man, an actual man, a full-fledged man is of service to his community. People look at me and say, how can Mr. Let Go coach women? Like, that's crazy. Who would go to Mr. Let Go to coach, right? How does he coach women? Well, guess what? That's part of my service to my community. I don't make a whole bunch of money off my coaching, off my coaching. I do one-on-ones all the time. And of course, I've had a coaching group where I coach women, I think year 6 now. I've been doing this for 6 years. So I've been of service to my community for over 6 years. And the coaching side isn't specifically for money. It's to give back to my community. So when he says modern men don't really care about their community and they're individualists, this is the problem that these red pill dudes have with women. Because all they want to do is sit around and complain about them, but they don't want to coach them. They don't want to help them. They don't want to talk to them. It's disgusting, y'all. So let's keep going. What's up, Dana?
Everything matters. It's not individual. You're an individualist. You're not thinking as a community. Your whole analysis is based on me and her. Step out of that shit. This is the systems at play. You understand?
Right.
Multiple black men screwed up. Multiple black women screwed up. You understand me? Look at the systemic nature and say, what system do we need to create as black men to prevent the Pookie and Ray Ray from coming into existence?
Or I, as a black man, can just look for a woman that is healed, that is leading in her femininity, that doesn't have a child by another woman.
But that doesn't solve community problems. We're talking about
all I can do, me. Who says me all the time? Women. And like I said, I am not out to get or against the guys on this show. They are simply a part of the system. You know, people, just like I used to be a drug dealer when I was young. I seen an opportunity to make money, and I went out and damaged my people even more because I wanted some money. So with that being said, I can't necessarily just get totally mad at these guys on this show because they see an opportunity to make money off the backs of black women, and they're going for it. And making money out the backs of black women is having women on your show and letting them say stupid stuff, just like the Fresh and Fits of the world. And it's a white Fresh and Fit show. They just get women on the show. Of course, you know, women are children. So whenever you get women on the show, they're going to say something dumb. And next thing you know, you turn around and say, so you don't want to this. You don't want to get married. And now it turns into a viral clip and you make money off of it. But like I said, I made money off of black people myself when I was their ages, when I was a kid. So I'm not going after them. I'm just looking at this from an objective standpoint. And I want y'all to understand that we are a huge part of the problem. And when I say we, I mean men. It's not just these goofy women. It's y'all.
Matters. It's
And
not
that's
individual.
understandable.
You're an
But
individualist. You're not thinking as a community. Your whole analysis is based on me and her. Step out of that shit. This is systems at play. You understand?
Right.
Multiple black men screwed up. Multiple black women screwed up. You understand me? Look at the systemic nature and say, what system do we need to create as black men to prevent the Pookie and Ray Ray from coming into existence?
Or I, as a black man, can just look for a woman that is healed, that is leading in her femininity, that doesn't have a child by another woman.
But that doesn't solve community problems. We're talking about community solutions. That's individualism. 1980 dropped off the crack and the AIDS. 1990, the Bill Clinton crime bill. There's systemic factors at play.
All right, so hold on. I just need to just reiterate on this, man, because it's so sad and it's so disgusting, man. Just listen. This is how women talk. This is how women talk, y'all. All I can do, me. Men are here to serve their community, not make everything about I, or me. Have you ever played a sport? Is it about you or is it about the team? See, what's crazy is modern men act like women so much where they even forget about how sports are put together. Nobody cares about how many yards you got if we lost the game. Nobody cares about how many catches you got if we lost the game. This is not about I. This is not about me. This is about us. And every time this dude opens his mouth, all he wants to do is whine about how he, and me, and it's disgusting. But like I said, I'm not mad at him in particular. He is simply a product of this disgusting, sad, pathetic, feminine generation of modern men. You guys are nasty and disgusting. Y'all are literally black women with penises. And I say that to y'all faces. Y'all are black women with penises, and y'all are embarrassing.
To prevent the Pookie and Ray Ray from coming into existence.
Or I, as a black man, can just look for a woman that is healed, that is leading in her femininity, that doesn't have a child by another woman.
But that doesn't solve community problems. We're talking about community solutions. That's individualism. 1980 dropped off the crack and the AIDS. 1990, the Bill Clinton crime bill. There's systemic factors at play. You totally divorce your analysis from any systemic factors at all. You ain't mentioned one. You keep talking about her and Pookie and Ray Ray with the kids. You ain't said shit about the systemics. That's exactly what white folks want you to do.
See, one thing I pride myself on is I talk about trauma, and more trauma. I talk about trauma. I talk about childhood trauma. Childhood trauma is a problem. Men have childhood trauma. Women have childhood trauma. Childhood trauma. That is the systemic problem with black people. Nobody wants to go to therapy. Nobody wants to sit down and talk to somebody. Nobody wants to forgive their mother for what they did to them. Nobody wants to forgive their father for leaving them. Nobody wants to do anything. All y'all modern people want to do is argue back and forth and blame the other sex. And it's sad and it's disgusting. And you want to know why black people are so screwed up? It's because it is. Y'all have no accountability for yourselves, and it's disgusting.
White folks want you to do.
I'm saying that I have made
what I've done to your women and scapegoat her, because that's what she's doing to you. She's ignoring what the system did to you, and she's going to scapegoat you. And we're both scapegoating each other.
Okay, that's fair.
Your analysis is feeding the gender war. It's not solving it. Your analysis is feeding the gender war. It's not solving it. Your analysis is feeding the gender war. It's not solving it.
Let's talk about that. Your analysis is feeding the gender war and not solving it. Y'all see that, right? Your analysis is feeding the gender war and not solving it. They don't want to solve it. They want to make money off of it. They want to make the gender war even worse. And it's not just these guys. It's the Fresh and Fits and all these little dudes. The whole red pill crap is meant to feed the gender war. You got the black men who are male feminists, and you got the black women who are female feminists. And none of y'all are feminists because y'all are black. But y'all want to be like white people so bad, where y'all end up looking stupid to white people. There is no gender war, but y'all don't want that to be said. Because y'all can't make no money if there's no gender war. You can't get no views if there ain't no gender war. And I said this plenty of times. You ain't never gonna see me having chicks up on my damn show and I'm arguing back and forth with them and trying to make them look stupid. I'll tell a woman to sit down, tell a woman to be quiet or shut up. But I'm not gonna be trying to debate with a woman trying to make her look stupid. I don't even do that on tonight's conversation. A lot of the women I just sit there because I'm not arguing with no damn woman. I don't argue with women for clicks and views. That's not what I do. But y'all do.
I don't mind us holding the women accountable. I don't mind us holding the men accountable.
Right?
Yeah. But when we're going to hold the system accountable as well. And if we're going to hold the system accountable, that also means we got to make our own systems too. Black men have not been manly in quite some time. Black men have not been manly in quite some time.
Uh-oh.
Black men have not been manly in quite some time.
Put a 1 in the chat if you agree that black men have not been manly in a long time. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all disagree with that. So if you agree that black men have not been manly in a long time, put a 1 in the chat. If you disagree that black men have not been manly in a long time, put a 2 in the chat. And see, this is the actual problem. A lot of you weirdo dudes are the ones putting the 2s in the chat. Because y'all are just like black women. You know how black women are delusional? Y'all love to say black women are so delusional. You dudes that are putting 2s in the chat are delusional. Y'all are just like black women. Think about it. Black men that are putting 2s in the chat, because there's nothing but black men that are in the chat putting in 2s. Y'all are black women with penises. Y'all are just as delusional as black women are. Because if I was to say something about black women, oh, y'all will go crazy. Y'all just be like, y'all go crazy if I say some black women. Are black women this? Can't wait to put your little 1 in the chat. Men today are softer than baby shit. And that is a fact. But you black men are black women with penises. So it is what it is. I've been manly. I didn't grow up like y'all. Sorry. I did not grow up like y'all. I did not grow up like y'all. Sorry. I did not grow up like y'all. I grew up totally different than y'all. Sorry. I grew up totally different than y'all. I feel sorry for y'all. All right, so let's keep going. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Black women, and I mean the black men and the black women, hit the like button. Hit the like button, female black men. Hit the like button. We about to go crazy over here. Let's go.
How would you suggest that black men take on the role of leadership?
Especially when there's an attack on black masculinity.
Without women willing to listen to us. You get what I'm saying? How do we prove our worth or take?
Oh my God, this is disgusting. This part, when I first seen it, made me want to throw up. Listen to this, y'all.
Black men have not been manly in quite some time.
So he said that, right? And this is the response to what he just said. I want y'all to think about how feminine these dudes' psyche is. Not them as people, but the crap that their mamas, their little single mothers taught them. Listen to this.
How would you suggest that black men take on the role of leadership?
Especially when there's an attack on black masculinity.
Without women willing to listen to us.
Without women wanting to listen to us. Without women wanting to listen to us, they won't listen to us. You got a show, dumbass. I want y'all to think about how stupid, guys, utterly stupid this is. We have YouTube. Black people done took over YouTube. YouTube used to literally be about how to fix a tire and change out an alternator, how to fix a toilet, how to change a light bulb. Black folks done took over YouTube. We are the new TV. And these little modern, little soft dudes sat here and said, well, how do we get black women to listen to us? They won't listen to us. You have a show, you idiot. How many subscribers do these dudes have? So nobody's listening to us. We're doing a show about you, dummy. What are you talking about? It's sad. It's really sad. I'm gonna look up the hold on. I want to see how many subscribers they have. The Daily Wrap-Up Crew. Because I want to know. Here it goes. Talking about nobody listens to us. Nobody listens to us. They got 176,000 subscribers. Somebody's listening to you. Nobody's listening. Women don't listen to us. You got 176,000 subscribers, sir. What are you talking about? You choose not to make a certain type of content. That's what's happening. See, why men run around pandering to women, red pill dudes run around pandering to men. See, it's two sides of the pander bear stuff. It's two sides of it. All right, look, we're going to go to another commercial if y'all don't get the likes up. We're going to go to another commercial if y'all don't get the likes up. So are y'all going to hit the like button or no? So thank you to the new people that just came in. I need y'all to take a second and hit the like button. Right now, hit the like button. I'm staring at you because you have not hit the like button yet. I'm just going to sit here and stare at you until you hit the like button. Hello? Yes, you. Can you please hit the like button? Take a second to hit the like button. Take a second to hit the like button. Thank you, Cookie. Take a second to hit the like button. The likes are low. Hit the like button. All right. Shout out to Ali. Ali says, let go, you pandering right now. You say out of your own mouth, women aren't accountable. Women are children. It don't matter what women think. Leave women if they don't listen. Now you say men are soft and saying what you say. Maybe you probably didn't hear what the dudes were saying. Or maybe you did not put everything together. See, let me put everything together for you, Ali. And it would help you. It will probably help the rest of you dudes on here also who pander to men. When I say women are children, that simply denotes that we as men have to be responsible for them because they don't have no damn sense. I say all the time that we need to clean up our neighborhoods and pick these women up and get them off the streets or figure out what to do or push them to the side so they won't be in the way of the rest of the women. But at the end of the day, we have a responsibility as men and as a community to clean all of this up because women are children. Women cannot clean nothing up unless it's a house. They don't have the ability to clean up a neighborhood. It's not in their psyche. They're not men. They're children. So women are going to run around doing stupid shit left and right like little children because they are, guess what? They are left to their own lives. Because all y'all want to do is be like, well, I want to be with them. I want to be with them. I've dated plenty single mothers. And in a lot of situations when I dated single mothers, I've instilled something in the sons and daughters of those single mothers. I've said before, I dated a single mother back in 2009 or something. The kids were like 9 and 12. I'm outside with the son throwing a football with the son. I'm over telling the daughter, hey, stay on the porch. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. I'm protective of somebody else's children because I was dating their mom. She had 2 kids. Those kids grew up and they both invited me to their graduation over 10 years later. That is a part of being a part of the community. So Ali and the rest of you little red pill dudes, I don't know what y'all talking about. But I am in a community. I am helping women. I am helping young people. But all y'all do is sit around on YouTube all night complaining about black women. And it's sad and it's pathetic. So y'all sit around saying you pandering and all this other stuff. Well, y'all niggas pandering too. But y'all pander to hard legs. Y'all pander to men. I don't pander to nobody. And that's the reason why Ali says I flip-flop so much. Because I ain't pandering. I can't flip-flop. Or am I pandering or am I flip-flopping? See, what you may not realize is I'm objective. I see things for what they are and I go at it from an objective standpoint. But no, y'all don't do that. Y'all want to sit around whining about women all night. And it's disgusting. I feel sorry for you dudes. I feel sorry for you little hurt dudes. Because you know how women be like, who hurt you? Somebody hurt y'all in real life and in real time. Dana says, and Dana is one of the ladies in my coaching group. Dana says, these comments show that men don't agree they're responsible for putting a system into operation, and women don't feel responsible for understanding to operate the system. That's a fact. You know what, Dana, you got a second to pull up? Let Dana school y'all on some stuff real quick. Whoever wants to come up, hit the link. Dana gets precedence. Dana is the co-general of my coaching group. Dana, if you got a second, I would love for you to pull up on the show because y'all in my coaching group have a good understanding of what's going on out here. A lot of these other people are pure delusional, men and women. All right, so while we wait for somebody to come up, I put the link in the chat for anybody to come up. Some of you weirdos like, I want to debate you. I don't want to debate you, but you can come up. We can have a conversation. I'm not on no damn debate team. I'm not here. I don't care about it. All right, so let's keep going.
You get what I'm saying? How do we prove our worth or take back the leadership voice?
How do we prove our worth? Isn't this some woman stuff? How do we prove our worth? Be a man. That's how. Damn. How do we prove our worth? It's sad, man. All right, so Ali says, so why didn't it work? Let go. If you can't get her to listen, submit, or work with you, you are weak. Okay. All right. You literally say, if you can't get her to listen, you weak. If you not with those women, now you're weak, according to you, right? No, the answer is no. See, and this is the thing about you, Ali, you have no understanding of my ideology. You have no understanding. So you hear random things that I've said, but have no understanding of the things that I say. So I don't believe in getting anybody to do nothing. See, I believe in choice. Women have a choice. Men have a choice. Every day you wake up, you have a choice. You can smoke crack or you can go get a job, or you can be a stripper, or you can rob a bank, or you can go work on being a politician. You have choices. So if a woman chooses not to listen, chooses not to this, chooses not to that, that has nothing to do with me. My job is to present information and present a system. And if a woman does not want to operate on this system, she can get out. I am not perfect. Nobody else is perfect. But for me or for you to sit here and say, you literally said, if you can't get a woman to listen, you weak. I never said that. Because some women don't want to listen. Some women act like they want to listen because they like you. And then when they get entrenched with you, and next thing you know, she literally has to operate under the system, her childhood trauma starts bubbling out, and she goes nuts and spazzes out. A lot of these women, just like a lot of these men, but mainly women, because women have endured a huge amount of trauma that we have not. Usually our dysfunctional mothers treat us like kings, and our moms baby us. But when it comes to women, their mothers usually abuse them, talk down to them, call them ugly or stupid. Our moms didn't do that to us. So to a certain degree, we got the positive end of single motherhood. We're probably weak, stupid, whatever. But the women are weak, stupid, and traumatized because their mother literally treated her like crap. So we all have these issues. But women are way more traumatized because her mother hated her. I'll say that again, because her mother hated her. So when they run into a man like me, it's scary because they're not used to masculine men. Their mother taught them, don't let no man control you. Don't let no man tell you this. Don't let no man do that. So when I come in and start doing this and doing that, it scares the hell out of them because their dysfunctional mother programmed them with dysfunction, and it starts popping out like, ah! See, women operate in something called their role self, and they run around acting super feminine. They run around acting like this, and they run around acting like that until the real shit happens. And then the real them comes out. So, no, I don't make no woman do nothing. And I never said, if you can't make a woman listen, you're weak. Maybe the woman is the one that's weak. Because everything in life is a choice. I don't expect everybody to listen to me. Do you realize half of the people out there can't stand me and half of the people out there love me? What do you come up with this crap, Ali? So let's keep going.
The women back, take care of these damn boys. They run in the hood.
And thank you, Kenneth Scott, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Hey.
What's up, Aaron?
How are you?
I'm good. I saw the subject matter. You see my subtitle. It's anti-red pill. So I just thought I'd join you.
So what are your thoughts? Have you watched the whole stream thus far?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So what are your thoughts of the little whiny men in the chat whining about whatever they whine about, and the little whiny men on the show whine about like, what? How can we get women to listen to us? What is your opinion? And anybody else that wants to come up, y'all can come up too.
Well, I think that they're running with their tails tucked is what it sounds like to me, because Dr. Umar's, he always comes with facts.
Mm-hmm.
So when facts are being thrown at these people that are arguing or speaking with no basis to begin with,
Yeah.
they start showing their true colors, just like you said about women. Men do the same thing.
Yep.
So their backs against the wall. They like, oh my God, this man won't shut up telling us the truth. And well, what about me? How do I prove? What about self-worth? It's actually
Right.
quite weird. That's something you would
It sounds very like
expect
they're
a
females,
female.
right? What about
Yeah.
me? How do we get the women to listen to us? You lead by example, dummy. You lead by
Yeah.
example. You get out here and you help your community. You go out and do some shit and get your goofy asses off of YouTube. That's how you do something. All these YouTubers, all they want to do is sit around on YouTube and either argue with women or whine about women, and they think they're doing something. No. But let's keep going.
Killing people at will, flunking out of school. They run in the hood, prove our worth, or take back the leadership. Take care of the boys. You want the women back? Take care of these damn boys. They run in the hood, killing people at will, flunking out of school, following the lead of the gangster rappers. There's a whole bunch of stuff we can do.
All right. So now we're going to go to the actual video. Is even more.
The household, or was it the system that was?
It was systemic.
All right. So how, if we giving them grace for them having to do it without us, but it wasn't our fault, how are we not getting that same grace and that same respect?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Disgusting. What did you hear right there, Cookie?
Bruh, oh my God.
Gayness.
He's so whiny. Like, well, like,
yeah. Hold on, let me back up. Listen to this gayness.
Black men willingly leave the household, or was it the system that was?
It was systemic.
All right. So how, if we giving them grace for them having to do it without us, but it wasn't our fault,
But it wasn't our fault.
how are we not getting that same grace and that same respect?
I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm pretty sure these are the kind of dudes that I end up getting into it with in the comments on the internet. Like they sound exactly like those people. Like, well, they arguing back and forth, and he sounds like a female. I'm sorry, he does.
So let me add context to this, and I need 10 supporters of the channel. I don't care if I'm getting y'all asses, men, pause. Y'all still going to contribute. So you either can use Cash App, which is Aaron 1000, which is has 2 A's. Buy my card game, and the link is in the chat to buy my card game, or drop a super chat like my guy Ali has. If you want to be a part of the show, you're going to have to show that you want to be a part of the show. Stop acting like a woman and contribute to the damn channel. Buy my damn card game. Get your life together. Hold on, London, I need to see your face. London, Marquise, I need to see your face. All right, cool. All right, what's going on, brother? I can't hear you.
We can't hear you, sir.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't. All right, we'll just come back to him.
Boy, if you don't.
Yo, he don't know. Chill. He don't know. So hold on a minute. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. So just give him a second. He'll put that together, figure that out. So let me just back up, because this is a really sad time for Black. Let me drop the link in the chat again, because some more little dudes might want to come up. Come on, little dudes. Some little dude in there was like, "Oh, I want to debate you." You know, it sounds like somebody wants some attention. I want some attention. I want to debate you. Let's have a debate. So, let's. We're gonna watch this little part again.
Black men willingly leave the household, or was it the system that was?
It was
pushing
systemic.
All right. So how, if we giving them grace for them having to do it without us, but it wasn't our fault, how
But
we not getting that same grace and that same respect?
I'm gonna tell you why.
So the problem with this in particular, just so y'all understand, because some of you modern men have no understanding of your own ass and your own life and your own and your own responsibilities as a goddamn man, and it's really pathetic. We don't need the same grace as damn women. I'm not a woman, okay? So you're never going to hear me say, well, I want the same thing as women want, but women get grace while we can't get. I'm not a goddamn woman. The hell is wrong with y'all? So altogether, these feminine ass modern men love to sit around and want equal rights with women. And I want y'all to think about how stupid and feminine that is. You got black men running around trying to get equal rights with women. Let that sink in your head for just 1 second. Women aren't trying to get equal rights with men. You got black men trying to get equal rights with women. And y'all wonder why I call y'all niggas soft. Modern men are the reasons why we black men don't get no goddamn respect because of y'all niggas.
Yeah.
I want equal rights with women. If they get grace, why we can't get grace? You sound like some goddamn women with picket signs trying to get equal rights and shit. We're men, you idiots. Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you.
So, London, are you there or what? I can't hear you, man. Try coming out and coming. Try dropping off and dropping back up and coming back up. Try that.
My apologies, Mr. Let Go. I thought I was muted.
Oh, no, it's okay. So I dropped the link in the chat just so my man can come back up. And any of you cornballs that want, I want to debate with you, Mr. Let Go. Y'all can come up. Y'all can come up. Kevin Samuels used to have women come up on his platform and embarrass them. I could do the opposite, and I can have men come up and embarrass y'all little punk asses. So, you know what I'm saying? Do the opposite of Kevin Samuels. Because I'm never going to have women up here and embarrass them. So I got my girl Tina up here. Real quick, Tina, can you introduce yourself? How do we know each other, and what have we done with each other?
Well, I met Aaron. Actually, I started following you on what's that thing that I don't go in anymore?
Clubhouse.
Yeah, start following Aaron on Clubhouse.
Uh-oh, she breaking up.
Aaron's very interesting. There's a lot to be learned dealing with Aaron. But I really respect Aaron and his opinions. I expect.
Wait, you were in my coaching group.
I was in his coaching group for a while. Yes.
Okay.
And we did an event together as well.
She hosted my event. She's an amazing host. She hosted my event.
And I've been following Aaron ever since. I consider Aaron a friend. I appreciate Aaron and his honesty. I appreciate Aaron for him always sticking to his values and what he believes in, regardless of how myself or anybody else may disagree with it. So that's why I rock with him. He never
Yeah.
he never wavers on his values and what he believes. It's always the same. So I don't know who these people are who say is who in these comments picking up on little parts is not really following the man and what he says, because he's been the same Aaron since I've known him. So but as it pertains to this video, one of the things that stuck out to me was he said, how are we supposed to take back, you know, this role if they're not listening to us? It's almost as a man, you're waiting for us to give you permission
Thank
to
you.
do what you're supposed to be doing as a man. The idea of taking something is not, that's a forceful type action. You don't wait for somebody to do something. You're taking it regardless to how I feel, what I think, because you feel and believe that whatever it is that you're about to do is worth doing. And I have a choice, either I fall suit or I don't. But your decision to move forward has nothing to do with what I think or what I do or what I may think is valuable or the right things to do. As a man, you're supposed to lead.
Thank you.
And when you're waiting on me, you're allowing me to lead.
And so Tina, let me say this. It was one time, well, for a certain amount of time, Tina was dating somebody, right? And he literally had a problem with Tina being in my coaching group, right? But at the same time, Tina stayed in and found out that like she was doing the right thing. And because sometimes these dudes, just like these little weirdos in the chat, they don't want like men to rise up. They want women to actually be in charge. So a lot of these men want women to be their mommies. And when I, as a man, put women in a position where they're learning how to be more soft and feminine, the men actually don't like it. The men
that's weird.
don't like it because the men want to be babied and they want women to treat them like their mommies. So men literally sit around and say women aren't feminine. They're not saying they want women to be feminine. They're just saying women aren't feminine. Because if women became feminine, it will require these loser ass dudes to actually come in and take over. And these dudes aren't capable of taking over. So they don't want the women to actually be feminine because they won't even know what to do with a feminine woman. Go ahead, Cookie.
Yeah, no, I was just agreeing with what you were saying because and fixing my camera. But yeah, no, I agree with you. It's weird because it's like on one end they dogging us for something they don't even want.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. They're dogging y'all for something that they don't even want. They want y'all to be their mothers. They're okay with y'all being where y'all are. But when a man like me comes in and teaches women how to be feminine and sit down somewhere and learn how to ask for a system from a man, now men are like, wait, I don't have a system. So if Mr. Let Go is training women, keyword training women, not teaching, training women to look for a system from men. Now these punk ass men are running around like, yo, I don't like Mr. Let Go. Mr. Let Go is trash. Oh, because they don't want men. I mean, they don't want women to actually be feminine because then they will actually have to take over. But go ahead, Tina. You was saying something and then you had broke up.
I lost my internet for
yeah.
a brief minute. But yeah, I have two devices going, so I actually did catch what you were saying. But back to what he was saying, like when we learn to really step back and live in our feminine energy, when we learn to step back and allow you to lead, and we realize that, wait a minute, you don't have the qualifications nor the skills to lead, then you feel some type of way when we exit the situation.
Yes.
And I think that's what's happening in a lot of cases. And it doesn't matter how good of a woman she is. It doesn't matter how much she stood by your side, how much she did for you, how much she didn't do. If once, and this is not just, it's not narrowed down just to a woman. Once you realize something is not good for you,
you out.
You should be out. If you're not, then you need to get yourself into somebody's therapy and figure out why, which is kind of what I did. But anyway,
it's okay.
But the idea, what stood out them, like I said, what stood out the most for me is where in some instances this gentleman may have some valid points, and women aren't listening. Women aren't. There's a lot of things that we aren't doing as women that we should be. Women aren't living in their feminine spaces, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that men aren't doing either. You have to lead. Period. Your position is to lead. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. There's no women where we were not built to lead. Even the things that we have right now, we couldn't even have them unless a man said we could.
Please say that again. Please say that again.
I mean, that's
Please
true.
Say that again.
All the freedoms that we have, where we can get these higher paying jobs, we can go even get a job, period. A man had to sit down, a group of men had to sit down and said, okay, are we going to allow them to do this? And even in that, you have to go back to all the space, that the headspace that women are in right now is because those men sat down and they gave us the okay to be where we are.
Yeah.
Even if it didn't turn out the way they anticipate, they didn't see down the line, but they're the ones who gave the green light to say, okay, women, you can go out and get jobs. You don't have to be in the house anymore. You don't have to, even when it comes down to the welfare system, you don't have to do this. These were decisions that men made. Women didn't make these decisions. We just followed you.
Right. So look, check this out. One of these little dudes, chosen one, I need to see your face. I don't want to see your ceiling, sir. I need you to see your face. Get your camera together. Just like how Kevin Samuels had to get the women, get your camera together. You know what I'm saying? I got to get the dudes to do the same shit. And this is what's really sad, y'all. The same crazy shit that Kevin Samuels used to have to deal with the women, I got to deal with the men. Get your camera right, sir. Y'all love to sit around. Yeah, Kevin Samuels is da 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 da. He be having these women da da da. The dudes don't even have their shit right.
He used to do the same thing.
Am I actually here? Am I actually here, or am I just seeing myself?
Oh, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. What's your thoughts?
I mean, just listening to the overall,
your audio is terrible. Your audio is terrible, sir.
You talking to me?
Yeah, it's really bad. Can you
covering the mic? Is it better now?
Say something now?
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now. Yeah.
I had my finger over the mic. Excuse me.
Sorry about that. No problem.
I'm just saying, based off of the generalization of the conversation, it would appear that some sort of a community-based training is necessary. It seems that men and women need to be retrained on how to operate with one another. It seems that just sitting on one side of the fence, somebody just trying to deal with the men or somebody just trying to deal with the women isn't going to reach the goal. So from what I'm hearing you saying, it seems like you need to start implementing the male presence into your training courses.
Meaning what?
Meaning that these brothers, I feel exactly what you're saying. I come from a different time. I come from a time where, I sat in the garage with my father and his friends and watched them work on cars and, sit around and talk shit, swallow spit, you know what I mean? Like gang banging, just the real man era. I feel like I got along at the cusp of that last era, and that's why I've been able to raise, two young, respectable men. But listening to what you're saying and understanding how the current generation is coming up, there's been no training for these men. They don't understand what it means to grow up as a man. So, it's no different than the situation that I saw the other day with this transgender woman, this woman who used to be a woman who's now a man, who's understanding the weight of what it means to be a man, can't handle that. And that's the same thing with these boys. They have not been trained to be men. So as you said, basically they women, and now they need to be trained on how to be men. And then they need to be trained on how to operate with women.
So let me say this. When I was 13, 14, I had a Cutlass with rims on it and everything, right? I pulled this little red bone, and she had a daddy. She had a whole daddy, right? Imagine you in the hood, you young, you meet a chick with a daddy. She got a daddy. Her daddy got me in line. He was like, hey, I need to meet you, right? I met the daddy, and guess what? He taught me and told me how to treat his daughter. I said, yes, sir. Actually, I'm gonna call up her or her mama. I might do that. I might do that. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I would go to her daddy and say, hey, my car is having problems. I think it's an alternator. What do you think her daddy, well, he actually worked at a shop, right? He fixed on cars. So I would take the car up to the shop so he can look at the car and fix it. Can y'all guess what this masculine man told me to do?
Show you how to fix it yourself.
This nigga turns around and says, pull the car in this bay right here. I'm gonna show you how to put it up on the chocks, raise it up, and you figure it out with my coaching. So he literally had me work on my own car because it wasn't no, hey man, what's wrong with my car? Figure it out, young nigga. So he literally had me put my car up in the bay right next to him, and he showed me where the bolts were and whatever was wrong, whether it's an alternator, whether it's no matter what it is, catalytic converter. I know how to take off a catalytic converter and everything. He told me where the bolts are. I used to have to ride around with a toolbox in my trunk because he's like, you ain't using none of my tools. So I used to have to spend about $1,500 on a whole bunch of tools that I rolled around because I had speakers in the trunk and a toolbox in my trunk. And because I had speakers and a toolbox in my trunk, I had to get some lifters for the back of my car. I don't know if y'all remember the air shocks. You get air shocks. Now you got to put air in it to raise the back of your car up a little bit. Because I had so much weight in my trunk with my 12-inch speakers and this toolbox full of tools. Well, I had to raise the back of my car up. And every time I would come to him, he'd be like, do what you got to do. Just don't mess nothing up. You got your own tools? Yes, sir. All right, cool. Do what you do. And he'd be like, do that. Do this, do that. And he taught me just from the side on what to do. But he let me handle my own shit. That is where I learned manhood from. Actually,
see, I mean, it's about wanting it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I sat in the garage with my father. My father actually works for the Ford plant, but the nigga never showed me how to turn a fucking screw, how to grab a wrench, none of it.
Don't cuss so much.
Pardon the body. But nevertheless, you know, I wanted it. So what I did was I went out in the hood. I found cats who knew how to work on cars, and I paid them to show me. You know what I'm saying? How to fix my car, how to break down the vehicle. And now, you know, I take care of my car all day long. I didn't just went out there and put axles, new brakes, rotors, all that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Learning, just learning how to work with your hands, learning how to do the things that men are supposed to do. It is innate in you. And if you want it bad enough, you don't need nobody to show you. You will go out there and you will figure it out.
And that is the problem with these punk ass, femininized, modern men. They don't know how to work on no damn car, let alone how to work on a woman. I want y'all to just allow that to sink in for a second. Y'all niggas don't even know how to work on your own damn car, let alone on how to work on a damn woman.
But before you
Ladies,
start trying to
hold
work
on.
on
Ladies,
anything else,
hold
I
on.
think you need to learn how to work on self.
Yeah,
First.
hold on. Ladies, just and y'all knowing me, do y'all think I'm gonna be running around asking a woman for something, or do I just get out there and lead by goddamn example? Just in y'all opinion.
Are you asking us to? Or
Yeah.
I don't see you really asking a woman for anything. I will say this.
Other than her ass, I'm not gonna, other than that, of course, what I'm saying, you gotta ask someone for something. But when it comes to leadership, can I lead you?
Right.
You took my joke. No, absolutely.
No. We're using you use the analogy of the car on us, a very simple analogy, but it speaks volumes of a much bigger picture. Because there are a lot of men who don't know how to work on cars, but that does not mean that they can't lead. But at the same time, they have to be problem solvers. They have to be, like the gentleman was saying, they have to be willing to take that extra effort and get it done by any means necessary.
Yeah, by any means necessary. Go ahead, brother. You about to say something?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I peep a lot of like pseudo masculinity, because the thing is, it's a lot of complaints, but it's no solutions, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times the disconnect comes from an alignment issue. They're not aligned with their purpose, because when they're aligned with their purpose, then that makes them better leaders to be able to give structure, to be able to give proper orders, to be able to protect women. And I think that's where the hiccup is when it's coming to them talking. It just seems like all they doing is just complaining, like they BITC. And that's
all they do, bro. That's all they do. They just sit around whining about women all night. They be up all night on YouTube just whining. It's just disgusting, bro.
Exactly. You can just tell that they so out of tact with their purpose. So that's pretty much what I had, Pete.
Not to mention the simple fact that if you were really involved in yourself, if you were really walking your path, you wouldn't have time to complain. There's so many things that I want to talk about. There's so many things I want to complain about, but I got so much other stuff that has to get done. There's no time to complain. You understand? If I sat around and I complained, it would take away from what I'm supposed to be doing, and there ain't no time to take away from that. It's too much. And let me just simply say, true leaders move forward. They lead, and people by nature follow. True leaders don't ask for followers. Followers accumulate automatically because they see where you're going and what you're doing is worth following.
Facts. So I want to show y'all something as an example of me being a leader and just me putting boots on the ground. And this ain't about me, but I think this is important for the other men, and especially little whiny modern men. This is important for y'all or them to actually see this. Hold on a second. Share screen. So this was what I was doing. Can y'all see my screen? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. I was out here. I was one of these 7,000 men walking down Kentucky's, marching to Kentucky State Capitol right here. This is us at the Kentucky State Capitol when Breonna Taylor,
excuse me, go ahead, continue.
So when Breonna Taylor died, we took her ass down there 2 times. This was us right here when it says on ground with the militia groups march to Louisville, Kentucky. I was out here. All right. And you can't see none of our faces because we all were always instructed to hide our faces. So you can be, I don't see you. You don't supposed to see me, dummy. So because all together, so this is how deep we were. Over 7,000 of us. 4th of July. All right. I recognize some of these dudes.
Where you from?
Huh?
Where you from originally?
I'm from Philly, but I've been here all my life.
In Kentucky?
No, not in Kentucky. We went to Kentucky because there was some shit in Kentucky. We pulled up in any city that had some problems.
He's in Atlanta right now.
You in Georgia?
So it's not about being from Kentucky. It's wherever we were needed, we pulled the fuck up. The leader of the NFAC, just type in NFAC, you'll be able to see anything for yourself. But he got sentenced to 7 years in prison and ended up, everything kind of like started falling apart or whatever, because they took us out in a non-violent way, just like they. And I don't want to say Andrew Tate type of stuff because I don't really agree with him, but it's kind of what happens. You become the leader, they start trying to frame you in some stuff, so it is what it is. But I just wanted to show y'all that I lead by example. Ain't nobody told me to do this. I went out and did this on my own because it's what I believe in.
No, definitely. Because the only thing that I've been trying to do personally is I've been trying to help my people, of the darker skin tone that come from the neighborhood that I come from. I have been trying to help everybody become their own bank. The banks are about to go digital. People believe that the Federal Reserve is their friend or owned by the government when it's a private organization. And I've been trying to show all my people how to become their own bank, how to become financially stable so that, that just basically creating generational wealth. It's ridiculous, how difficult it is, but I understand that we've been hypnotized since birth. So it's going to be a struggle. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah. So let me let RFG speak, and then I want to go back to the video. Go ahead, brother.
I appreciate you having me on for the opportunity. And I just want to let everyone know I definitely consider myself a leader in the community as well. In 2014, I took the initiative to start my own YouTube channel. And in a 7-year span, I had over 100,000 subscribers, but they ended up terminating the channel.
Whoa. It's okay. It's nothing wrong. So I'm not gonna, that's an amazing feat to get to 100,000 subscribers. So that's dope, right? But what we have to understand, this YouTube shit is not about leadership. It's about what you're doing in your community. All these niggas want to do is get on YouTube and make some goddamn videos. Life is not about YouTube. See, we get on YouTube. Hold on. Nobody. Hold on. We get on YouTube to make money. We get in the community.
I didn't monetize. I did was purely from the heart.
All right, let me mute you. So we get on YouTube to make money. We establish ourselves on YouTube in order to make money. We go out in the community for the community. Do you think I was, and it's just a question, does anybody think I was paid to be in the NFAC? Do you think I was out there risking my life, walking, not just risking my life, risking my freedom? I'm walking down the street with 7,000 other men, black men, all black, no white men, all black. Look that shit up. With an AR-15, I could have lost my not only life, but lost my goddamn freedom. And y'all niggas want to talk about some goddamn YouTube. So I don't want to take away your stripes because you got 100,000 subscribers, which is dope. That's a great feat. But what we're talking about here is community work, not no goddamn YouTube. But go ahead, RFG. Hold on, let me unmute. Go ahead.
community work means absolutely nothing if you're unable to stay together as a community long term, and if you're unable to gain access to tangible resources. That's a fact. So, we can speak about, certain time periods where this was done and that was done. At the end of the day, if you don't have tangible resources, and if you don't have the knowledge and wisdom on which nationality to claim, which one not to claim, what resources are tangible, which resources are fake, if you don't have that knowledge, then guns mean nothing. You understand? We're dealing with a government that has direct energy weapon technology.
Sir, guns mean everything.
No, they don't.
Never, please never in your life ever say that again. Please, because that sounds crazy. Guns mean everything. Okay.
All right. Research DEW tech.
Okay. The reason why we were slaves in the first place is because of guns. They had guns and we didn't have guns. What are you talking about? They invented guns and we didn't invent guns. Next thing you know, they came out, hey, get down, lay down. We had to get down. Why? Because they had guns. Look, we're going to move on, bro. You want to...
If what you just said is right, if all he knew...
I had to mute you again. See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all.
This dude's an agent. Can I speak?
No, you can't.
This pseudo masculinity, man.
Man, this is what I'm saying. These little weirdo modern men, they just want to talk like women.
The thing is, it's how you catch them up, though, because they're masculine for attention. They're not there. Masculinity is all about intentions, right?
Yes.
You gonna make moves towards your purpose and not to please people. You just called him out, and now look, he can't even sit straight. But
he can't even sit straight.
don't get caught up.
I mean, but honestly, what you said is factual. When they originally came, they couldn't handle hand-to-hand combat, so they went back and they created the rifle. And then they realized that the rifle took too long to reload, so they came up with the pistol. And as they made bigger and better guns, they were able to take further and further control of more land and more property on the planet. So, I mean, that's not really wrong.
So that's all I'm saying. So let's get back to the video, because I don't want to get too far away from the video, because I got some more. I got so much to talk about. We ain't even get started yet. And I appreciate y'all being here.
I'm gonna tell you why. Black men willingly leave the household, or was it the system that was? It was systemic. All right. So how, if we giving them grace for them having to do it without us, but it wasn't our fault, how are we not getting that same grace and that same respect? I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because black men, as the leaders of the community, now we can't be leaders.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Here's the question we gotta make. Here's the question we gotta make. Here's the question we gotta make.
Y'all see that, right? We can't be leaders. We can't be leaders.
Because black men, as the leaders of the community, now we can't be leaders.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Here's the question we gotta make. Here's the question we gotta make. Here's the question we gotta make. Here's the question. Because the argument y'all make, feeds into the feminist agenda. Okay, it's an argument that says I don't want the responsibility.
Y'all see that, right? These red pill dudes are the actual feminists that they love to talk mess about. These red pill dudes are the actual feminists. What are y'all thoughts? I want to show y'all something else. But go ahead.
My question is that if you can't lead, who can?
Right.
Because it said that, okay, men are leaders, period. So if as a black man, you're saying you can't lead, then who is leading us? You're leaving us to be led by what, white men? Because you'll never hear a white man say, we can't lead.
Right.
So who's leading? You want us to lead? So
I also feel like it's a cop-out, when you generalize an entire gender and say women aren't accepting that. Nah, the women that you know aren't accepting that because you don't have what it takes to get people to look at you in that light.
There we go. Right.
Yeah. I think he's just showing his purpose of what he says. He's letting you know that the content that he make is not solution driven. Is just pretty much to talk. So
it's just like, to talk. That's it.
Pretty much telling you.
And RFG, I'm not looking at the comments, so I can only guess you're probably typing in the comments. I really would like to hear what you have to say. Just keep it kind of more so on the topic of what we're talking about. And so can he take himself off of mute, Aaron, or are you controlling that?
All right, let me see. All right. But I just want to give y'all an example. I didn't cuss at the dude, yell at the dude. I didn't kick him off the show because he's welcome on here. You know what I'm saying? I just mute him. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Before I was interrupted, I was trying to state the fact that if you study the British invasion of the Zulu tribe, the area of Africa where the Zulu tribe dwell, the Zulu tribe were able to rebel against the colonization of the British, and the Zulu did not have any guns whatsoever, and they succeeded. When you look at the Haitian Revolution, they went against the Spanish, the British, the French. They defeated all armies. They were outmanned and they were outgunned. So that goes to show you that it's not all about guns when it comes to revolution and it comes to true metaphysical power. That's all I had, I had to say about that.
Well, okay, can I just say one thing
in regards to the topic, though?
No. I just had to finish my point before I was rudely muted.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Sir. This is the problem with modern men. Okay, this is the problem.
Hey, you hit it right on the head.
This is the problem with modern men. We ain't even talking about that no more. I unmuted you, and you want to go back to talk. I wanted to finish my point. All you care about is finishing your point. You don't even care about what we talking about. You just want to talk, and this is what women are doing. And women have taught y'all to be like them. Does that make sense?
Yep, that's that single mother spirit.
Not to mention that whole Zulu situation ended up in the British's favor after they used espionage to take down Shaka Zulu by his own people.
I get it.
But that's not on the topic though. That's not on the topic. What he said was guns was everything. What Mr. Leggo said was he said guns was everything, and it's not.
Okay. God damn, man. This is giving me a headache, but I'm not gonna drop him off. Shit. So I just want to show y'all something else. Because we're talking about the community, and this man wants to talk about some other shit. So I just want to show y'all something else. Something that, what the hell is this? What the hell? Come on, man. Okay, right here. Can y'all see my screen? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, it says 7 inmates killed as prisoners fight. Okay, so in South Carolina prison, in Columbia, South Carolina, it was a prison riot. All right, it was a prison riot. 7 people killed, and not only 7 people killed, 17 people were injured. They took over the prison. Guess what? Not me, but I can't even say I and because that's disrespectful. My guy, Andre Norman, and me, because he headed it, not me, he called all us up and said, yo, we coming down to the prison. They acting up. Let's go. So just imagine about a month or 2 months after 7 people died and they took over the prison, we come in there telling them niggas sit their asses down somewhere. So when I tell women to sit their ass down somewhere, it's because I've told men to sit their asses down somewhere. Okay? And this is what leading by example looks like. We respectfully, because we didn't go down there like, we respectfully told them niggas like, yo, what y'all doing? What do y'all need? Because usually when there's a prison riot, it's not even that they want to escape. They just upset. They're tired of being treated poorly, right? It's not even that they like, yo, I'm in prison. And no, they just like, yo, if I'm going to be here, y'all got to treat us with some respect or we're going to act the hell up. So it's not even that they was trying to escape. They just wanted their rights and they wanted to be heard. We went down there and listened to them. A month or two after, they just killed a bunch of people. I, in particular, would come from Atlanta. I would drive all the way to South Carolina and get there by 8 o'clock in the morning. Walk in there, tell one guard to open all of these doors, me by myself. Bring 80 prisoners down. All right, we about to get this work. Whiteboard, markers, let's get it. No tough guy shit. We sat down and say, hey, what is going on in your life? Man, my baby mama won't answer the phone. How did you get here? So many dudes, so many, almost all of them, but so many either said, didn't have no daddy, and my mama kept bringing abusive men around me, so I turned around and tore his ass up, and now I'm in here. Or I grew up in a foster care system, which means, if anybody knows my story, I could have been one of them in the prison, because that's how I did. When I was 13, I started tearing up these dudes. I started going upside grown-ass men's head for touching my mama. I could have been one of them dudes. So when I say, what are you doing for your community? I ain't talking about no goddamn YouTube. Are you out here with the killers? Are you out here with your guns? Are you out here in these projects? Are you out here in these schools? Are you out here in these prisons? Plenty of times I've been to the pretrial detention center in Atlanta where Young Thug been at for about 1.5 years. I've been down there. For those who don't know, you go to jail, and if you ain't got no bail money or your bail gets revoked, you stay in a pretrial detention center for 3 years. Guess what? It's not a prison. It's not built to have you there for 3 years. So it's nasty. It's disgusting because it's like a holding cell. People sleeping on cots. When I say cots, on the floor, in corners. 40 dudes in one goddamn room sleeping on the floor because it's not made to keep so many people, because it's not a prison. So a pretrial detention center is worse than prison. This is what community work actually means. Y'all niggas want to talk about some damn YouTube. I'm sick of these niggas, man. But go ahead, brother. Payne.
I just think it's, it's difficult. I'm sitting here shaking my head because I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen the boats in the corner. I've seen brothers 16, 17 years old with camel hump welts on the side of them because they done been bit by a rat from sleeping on these nasty cell floors. Like, yeah. A lot of brothers ain't seen it. If you ain't seen it with your own eyes, you can't really get it. You know what I mean? And it's just it's even more difficult if you have an experience that my lived experience has been, Cook County, St. Ramsey County, You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen these things. I've been fortunate enough, like I told people before, I've been fortunate enough not to ever go to a prison. But I've been in a county with cats where they like, I can't wait to go to prison because it's better than this.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So without experiencing it, the explanation doesn't have as much of an impact.
Yeah. And let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. I've spent 12 hours inside of a prison. All right. Because when I go down to South Carolina, I want to spend time with these dudes. I got 2 dudes from that same prison that still call me. All right. I see a South Carolina number, I instantly answer it because I know them niggas probably can't call back. They still call me. So let me tell y'all something. To the prison and the jail, we're in there playing spades. I'm tearing their ass up in spades. We're in there playing dominoes. You know it. We're in there playing spades. We having a ball in there. We playing basketball. They got a basketball court in there. It probably ain't got no it's just a rim. You know what I'm saying? The basketball ain't
somebody snatched the net down years ago.
Somebody snatched the net down. The basketball ain't fully, blowed up. It's okay. We end up playing basketball together. We playing dominoes. I've spent literally hours and hours and hours with killers, drug dealers. And we dapping each other up. I love you. Thank you for coming out. What's your phone number? I want to call. Call me. I tell them, call me. I'm here. No problem. I got you.
The thing that I hate the most is that when our people have a bad day, it can cost you years of your life. One bad day can cost you years of your life.
Yeah.
But when you see these little Caucasian boys and they doing what they doing, oh, let's not ruin his whole life. Cat raped a whole girl, left her behind the dumpster in the alley.
Whoa. Stop with the R words, man. You got to be careful.
I'm part of the body. I'm not real familiar with the algorithm, but I'm just saying, like, they go to really negative places and then the judge is still saying, let's not ruin his whole life. But this boy did something superficial, but because his skin color looks like ours, he has to take years off his life.
Mm-hmm.
And that concept alone should be enough to get our people to get away from that negativity, because it's all part of the trick. They want to trick you. They push you and they pressure you into having no money, into doing the things that they know you're going to have to do. And then you get punished extremely harshly for it. And it's just not fair. So understanding the imbalance should be more than enough for us to step away from their whole cipher, like their whole system is designed to tear us down, and we know this yet, and still we fall for it anyway. The solution, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
So let's get back to the video, because shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson, because he's taking these little boys to school, and it's pathetic, but it's beautiful.
I don't want to fix shit, right? Mm-hmm. Black men willingly leave the household.
Oh, and I need y'all to drop some super chats or cash apps. What the hell is wrong with y'all? I know y'all little dudes are mad and y'all whiny, but drop a cash app if you want to say what you got to say, and we'll talk about what you got to say. But cash app or super chat now.
Or was it the system that was?
It was systemic.
All right. So how if we giving them grace for them having to do it without us, but it wasn't our fault, how are we not getting that same grace and that same respect?
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because black men, as the leaders of the community, now
we can't be leaders.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Here's the question we got to make. Here's the question we got to make. Here's the question we got to make. Here's the question. Because the argument y'all make feeds into the feminist agenda.
Okay.
It's an argument that says, I don't want the responsibility.
I'm a leader.
I don't want to fix shit.
Right? It says, I'm a bitch ass nigga.
Right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to fall back. and let her run everything. That's what the feminists tell. They say, look at them, making excuses for why they can't be better men, making excuses for why they can't make better men. You understand?
You want to be married?
Absolutely. I've never been
Okay,
married.
hold on. Let's just answer these questions.
So there's a reason why I added Kevin Samuels into this, because one of the things that is important for us, and then we'll go back to what Kevin Samuels is about to say. All these red pill dudes, in my opinion, are cornballs. Kevin Samuels was a red pill dude, and he was problematic also. But one of the things that he did that I do commend him for is he did bring people together. He brought women up to his on his show and embarrassed them and made little stupid noises, called them fat and all this other stuff. And it was really disgusting. But when he stopped with all the theatrics and just sat down with these women and was real with them, he really helped them. And I commend him for that. But the rest of you dudes, y'all don't be doing shit. Y'all just sit around complaining about women, complaining to women, and it's disgusting. So I just wanted to say that, and let's get back to this Kevin Samuels thing.
You're a mother of 4, and how many different fathers?
4.
Holy How many times have you been married?
None.
That ain't gonna work.
I've been proposed to 3 times. But
That ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work.
Yeah, I'll never accept it.
No. What I'm saying is not gonna work. There's no marriage to a woman who has 4 kids with 4 different men, who's never been married. What guy wants to follow that?
So your answer is I'm done.
As far as marriage, in all likelihood, yeah. I mean, how old are you?
44.
44. First off, man, let's take you out of it. Do you have any sons?
44 with 4 children.
I do, 2 sons.
So 2 of your 2 sons come back and both of them say, hey, mom, I found a woman with 4 kids from 4 different men. I'm going to marry her. You're going to say, go ahead, son. Let's go ahead and plan that up.
Probably not.
Exactly.
I'll be honest.
See right there? Helpful information. If you had a son and your son met you and said, hey, I want to marry this 41-year-old woman with 4 damn children with 4 baby daddies, she would say, boy, is you out your mind? No. That was a very good teaching moment.
Probably not.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly, because the men you're talking about are somebody's sons. I mean, here's the thing. If you didn't need to be married to have babies, you don't need to be married. You don't need to be married now. That's really how men think about it.
I have no desire to pull a.
So right here, shout out to Angry Man. He did this live a few days ago, and I want y'all to listen to him because there's a reason why I'm playing Kevin Samuels and Angry Man, because I want y'all to understand YouTube is built off of toxicity. Well, Black YouTube is built off of toxicity and divisiveness. And the more you want to argue with women, and the more that women want to argue with men, you'll get more views. So listen to this.
Woman up on my panel and make her look stupid.
Exactly, because the men you're talking about are somebody's sons. I mean, here's the thing. If you didn't need to be married to have babies, you don't need to be married. You don't need to be married now. That's really how men think about it.
I have no desire to pull a woman up on my panel and make her look stupid just for your entertainment.
Entertainment.
If a woman says something stupid in my chat room and I pull her up here, I'm pulling her up here to try to educate her, to try to school her, to try to talk some sense into her. This is why I will never get the same amount of love as a Kevin Samuels or Fresh and Fit. This is why I do not consistently have thousands of people watching me every time I go live. Because you men, whenever a woman
takes a L, you niggas want me to revel in it. Y'all are some hateful motherfuckers. I'm just keeping it real. Y'all are some hateful motherfuckers.
I kind of like just wanted him to say it instead of me because he said it so eloquently. So in y'all's opinion, what do y'all think about what Anger Man said? Do you think Black YouTube is built off of divisiveness and men and women argue with each other instead of us working together?
Absolutely. Actually, I didn't know there was a divisiveness in the genders until I got on YouTube like a year ago.
Yeah.
I was living, I guess, under a rock or just going on about my life. And when I started...
Well, you had a daddy.
Huh?
You had a daddy, so your mindset is different.
Yeah. So, but then I got on here and I was like, wait a minute. We don't like each other anymore. What happened? You know,
right.
And I agree with you 100%. I didn't know either until YouTube and TikTok. Like, I didn't know we was at war until I jumped on social media.
So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, and I get on, and the first thing that happens to me is I get attacked. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? So I agree with Angry Man because it's very divisive, and it's I don't know if y'all know what cooing means, but to coo up, oh, let's invite this person up. It's real set up, and it's almost like a reality TV show. It's not real on top of that. You know what I mean? It's not real.
But this is the problem. Who do you think started that? Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
All of these weirdos are using what Kevin Samuels started, bringing a woman up or bring some women up and then say something to make them say some stupid shit. And they're like, you dumb bitch. And that's the reason why I had a problem with Kevin Samuels. But the difference is Kevin Samuels actually helped women while he hurt women. These niggas are just hurting women, arguing with women, saying dumb shit, complaining about women. So they are taking out a very important part of the formula that Kevin Samuels started, which is help these damn women.
But you made the perfect point already. Controversy sells. Hate sells. Nobody is concerned about helping anybody. Everybody's concerned about their...
You got to help the women also in some type of way also, though. You can't forget about that part.
But that's not what they want. They just trying to line their pockets. Like you said, a bunch of hateful motherfuckers that's just trying to line their pockets.
And the unfortunate thing is controversy breeds more controversy. This started out where you have, like you said, one person who came out, they had this persona, and now everybody wants to jump on that bandwagon. And to the general public who's on the outside looking in, it builds a picture of this is how it actually is. This is Black women and men, they don't love each other. They can't get along. They'll never get along. They're not trying to get along because this is what's being put out on social media. This is what we're seeing on reality shows. And the unfortunate thing is it is making a lot of people very wealthy, and people are becoming wealthy to the culture's demise. So
to the culture's demise, I agree. So let me hear from London and RFG.
Yeah, I definitely notice it since Kevin Samuels. I feel like for anybody that's, pushing correction, they always need a solution. And a lot of times that's really how you test if, he's a real masculine pack leader or not. Is there a solution to the problem?
Yes.
Out here in Chicago, like me, myself, I'm 32. I stay in Chicago. So the females here are, man, I would say anywhere from the city all the way to the suburbs, especially, in the ages of 20 or whatnot. I've never seen some of the stuff that I seen when I was a little kid in high school. Like, these women have a lot of access to a lot of things. And I say if you are, calling yourself a leader, yes, provide the correction, but let's be able to start working more so on the solution and the structure to be able to put a covering on our women and really coach our women to fall into alignment with their femininity. That's one thing I say.
All right, RFG. Hold on.
Of his information, not all of his information, but I will say that we as a collective have to understand that when it comes to procreation and sex, there's one gender that is responsible to access to sex, and that is the female gender. So when we talk about the single mother epidemic and everything that's going on negative in the Black community since the 80s, you know, there's a large portion of women that spent their time only dealing with and only having sex with men who are problematic. And I just don't see how that dynamic could be blamed on Black men who have productive lives. You see what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this. One, Black men aren't having productive lives. Y'all lying to yourselves, just like these women run around lying to themselves, talking about how Black women are making all this money. None of y'all are really doing anything. All right. The average man, average woman makes under $40,000 a goddamn year. So all this productive shit is bullshit. That's the first.
Well, that doesn't mean I'm not in that category. I mean,
I'm not finished, sir. Can you calm down? So the next thing is, we are Black people. All right. So we are responsible for these goofy ass women. So when women run around having fatherless babies, we are responsible for these goofy ass women having fatherless babies. And why do you think they're having fatherless babies? Because they're traumatized. Why are they traumatized? Because they were fatherless babies. They were fatherless babies. But guess what? We were fatherless babies too. So we all screwed up. But all you dudes want to do is sit around and blame women for being traumatized, but you don't realize your ass is just as traumatized as these goddamn women. You just don't have a pussy.
Not to mention, I mean, if we really pull back and widen our perspective gauge, would you pay attention to the simple fact that every single time we make the attempt to come together, something manages to separate and destroy our effort? Does anybody else pay attention to that? Black Lives Matter, all this, Black Panthers out. Whenever we start to organize and put our stuff in order, do you notice something comes out? Transgender, all this gender war. Like, do you really pay attention to that? It's not just us. There is a huge cloud that prevents us from doing what we're supposed to do. And people are not educated enough. They are not sensible enough to see that there is really an instigator that keeps us going.
Let me tell y'all something. When we was in Kentucky, and of course, we all strapped up. 7,000 men with ARs, all right? Black Lives Matter came down there trying to start something with us in hopes that we actually shoot one of them. So it'll literally tear everything up. So think about, they have no guns, we have guns, they come all in the middle of all of us. We're like, hey, what are you doing? Hey. Guess what? At some point, bow. Is it going to be on us or is it going to be on Black Lives Matter? Us, because they ain't got no guns. Next thing you know, they would have been like, oh, the NFAC shot this person. They wouldn't have said Black Lives Matter did this or did that. They would have said we did it.
More than anything, they would have said, look at how these niggas can't come together, no matter what.
So look, they literally came down there trying to fight with men with guns, knowing that the worst case scenario will shoot one of them and we will literally go to jail. They would have had the damn Air Force out there. We would have shot somebody. They would have had the damn Air Force out there.
And they wouldn't have made no discernment on gassing everybody.
Yeah. They tried to do that to us. And we stuck together, and it was like, don't fall for it. They trying to get us. They literally was beefing with us. Oh, fuck yeah, da. You know, at some point, you're going to be like, yo, stand down. And if you don't stand down, you're going to get a bullet, right? They literally was trying to get us to shoot them in order to tear up what we had. Because some of y'all don't know, Black Lives Matter is headed by a old white man named George Soros. Ain't got nothing to do with no damn black people. But our shit was headed by a black man that actually went to prison for 7 years. So let's keep going with the video.
Can I add
Huh?
Can I add real quick about your organization?
Uh-huh.
And what he was saying, Mr. Payne or Payne Campaign. When they organize like that, you are absolutely right. They're always going to send in an informant.
Yep.
Some kind of a person that can shake things up, even if Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that came down there for y'all probably were in Black Lives Matter, but weren't in Black. If you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
The whole like Black Judas thing with the Black Panthers. Anything to get you to turn against each other. They do that. Pay people to do it. So I'm not shocked.
But it didn't work. We held it together.
Your argument feeds the feminist narrative. That's not what we make excuses for.
I'm saying I am the better man, but I shouldn't be held responsible because you wanted to choose a Pookie and a Ray Ray. That's not me. I worked too hard in my life.
I'm gonna go back to what I said. Pookie and Ray Ray shouldn't exist. And the only reason why Pookie and Ray Ray exist because we're not in the community making those boys the men they need to be. Do you see that? And she don't get a Pookie if you didn't allow a Pookie.
But she got an Eli. She ain't come to Eli. She went to Pookie. And that's what we're trying to say.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
Hard in my life.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one. We men supposed to make the braids the boys.
Right. We as men, let's hold it.
All right, one thing I want y'all to see right here, which is so gay.
His posture is killing me right now. The dude sitting with it, he's leaned back, all like this is a joke. It's just that's messing with me.
So I want y'all to think about this, this is so gay. When you invite somebody of any type of accreditation on your panel, you sit down and shut the hell up. What is that man? It was a whole bunch of hey, you know, me on your damn little stupid ass show. Shut up. Shut up. But this is why or how feminine modern men act. All these niggas want to do is talk.
Keeping it real. Y'all are some hateful.
And the only reason why Pookie and Ray Ray exist because we're not in the community making those.
All this nigga want to do, but what Pookie and Ray Ray? Nigga, shut up.
Boys, the men they need to be. Do you see that? And she don't get a Pookie if you didn't allow a Pookie.
But she got an Eli. She ain't come to Eli. She went to Pookie. And that's what we're trying to say.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
Hard in my life.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one. Dr. Umar,
So let's think about what he said. She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one. What that actually means is if we as men either ran the lame dudes, the abusive dudes out the hood, she wouldn't be able to get with a Pookie. 2, if we were fathers to our kids, we won't allow our daughters to have a Pookie. And 3, if we were to focus on talking to these young men to change their mindset so they won't be a Pookie anymore, because I was a Pookie before. I was a whole drug dealer. I was a Pookie. I ride down with my reverse 8s, my white wall tires back in the day. That's how it was. With my 12s in the trunk, my candy paint. I'll ride down the street, blasting my music, and I come back up the street. It's actually, and it's at least 5 different hood rats on came to their porch trying to see who just went down the street. And all I got to do is look over and be like, come here, get her phone number. I'm smashing her 2 days later. I was a whole Pookie. That was literally the mode of operation. You got a nice ass car, you got some rims, and you got some music. You blast your music riding down the street, and you come back up the street. It's about 5 hood rats standing on their porch trying with their little shorts on, wondering who that was who just rolled down the street. Fucking no problem. That's how you got them. I was in the streets. I wasn't on no damn YouTube and shit. It wasn't no goddamn YouTube. So I was a Pookie. But if an OG would have pulled me to the side and was like, bro, what did you doing? Like, you know, I would have been like, what are you talking about? Man, why don't you just do this? Get a job instead. You know, get a checking account. You know? Next thing you know, okay, I would have listened. But it wasn't no OG. It took me a while for me to get out of my own Pookie ways. Well, actually, my kids, the birth of my daughter actually caused me to say, all right, I ain't gonna do this no more. See, me and my homeboys, we were smart, dumb drug dealers, all right? We went out and got houses. I got a house out in the suburbs. My other homeboy got a house in another set of suburbs. And my other homeboy, who ended up getting killed, got his house out in the suburbs. We went out and we moved out of the hood. So I was around smart, dumb people. You know what I mean? So when it comes to what Umar Johnson said about we got to run Pookie out the neighborhood so he won't be sleeping with our women, or we got to teach Pookie that there's a better way so when he does sleep with our women, he would actually do right by that woman. He was telling the truth. But the sad thing about it is all these goof ass niggas want to do on this show is argue with the goddamn man. Listen,
she wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
Dr. Umar, we
men supposed to make the raise the boys.
Right. We have been.
Do y'all hear? You don't even know who's saying what. Listen to all this shit.
Do you see that? And she don't get a Pookie if you didn't allow a Pookie.
But she got an Eli. She ain't come to Eli. She went to Pookie, and that's what we're trying to say.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
Hard in my life.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
Dr. Umar, we
men supposed to make the raise the boys.
Right. We as men is holding other men accountable for the.
No, y'all ain't. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. No, y'all niggas ain't. Watch this.
The same thing that you talking about right now.
What are we doing for the young brothers in the street? So
what you mean, mentoring them? No, I mean he's a great father.
Mm-hmm. I ain't talking. That's individual. That's good, but that's individualism.
Yeah.
Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that, right? He's tearing these niggas up. He said, "What are you doing for the young dudes in the hood?" Well, he's a father. No. That's individualism. What are you doing for your community, you idiot? Watch what happens. Tie these damn niggas. Watch this shit.
What are we doing collectively as men to change the trajectory for black boys in the streets right now?
We as men is holding other men accountable for the same thing.
What are we doing for the young brothers in the street? So
what you mean, mentoring them? No, I mean he's a great father.
I ain't talking. That's individual. That's good, but that's individualism. Yeah. What are we doing collectively as men to change the trajectory for black boys in the streets right now?
Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that, right?
That's individualism. Yeah. What are we doing collectively as men to change the trajectory for black boys in the streets right now? Nothing.
We're being
talking shit.
Yeah, I mean, you could take
it's not going to get better unless we put hands on deck. The reason the athletes and the rappers are the role models is the professional black man moved out the hood.
I love how he told him, what are you doing for your community, sir? Oh, I got a little son. For your community, stupid. why I gotta be in a community? What I go get McDonald's? This is the reason why modern men are so pussyfied. This is the reason why modern men aren't respected. This is the reason why these weirdo dudes have to sit there and say, well, how can we get the women to listen to us? Do some damn work, you damn cornballs. Y'all dudes just want to sit on YouTube and make videos and shit thinking y'all helping the goddamn community. Helping the community is outside of these goddamn walls. What are y'all thoughts?
Well, can I speak?
Go ahead.
I can start it off by saying, when we look at the dynamic of a Pookie and everything that represents, unless the institution of Hollywood and rap culture is destroyed, Pookie will always exist. And there's no getting around it. We have to grasp the concept of what we're actually up against and what are the institutions that are influencing the energy of a Pookie.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. Like I said, we went into a prison after they just killed a whole bunch of people. And we walked in a prison with no weapons, no nothing. And I did the shit in certain situations by myself. 80 niggas. Do you think I had an influence on them? Do you think we had an influence on them? Yes or no?
Yeah. It's a different circumstance, but yes.
No. It's not a different circumstances. They were Pookies. All right. The reason why they in there was they was on some Pookie shit. Okay. But some of these men, because of the work we did, shout out to my guy Andre Norman, because he's the one who put all that together. I'm not taking no credit for none of that shit. He did that. I was just by his side because that's my guy. He did that shit. If these dudes or when these dudes get out of prison, they will be better men than y'all niggas would be. And that's what's sad. You know why? Because they had somebody coming to them, hug them, love them, play cards with them, take time out of their busy day to spend time with them in a damn prison. So when they get out, they're going to reciprocate to another young guy. But modern men, they're so individualized. They don't care about other people, just like women. Women just don't give a damn about nobody else. Women are children. So these little modern men, all they want to do is talk mess about Pookie, but they don't never want to give Pookie a hug. They don't ever want to sit down and have a conversation with Pookie.
And if you understand, if that would have happened to them in the house when they were children, they wouldn't have even made it to the prison.
Right.
Because what you saying, and that's what my children's friends, they want to meet me. I influence people just off of who I am. If you educate yourself and you talk to people, and when you talk to people, you actually give them something other than what the hottest CD, who making the most money, who just bought the biggest house. When you talk to people and you telling them about becoming their own bank, when you telling them about sustaining their own livelihood, when you showing them what it looks like to be a good father, every man who knows me knows they come to me for advice when it comes to fatherhood. When you are truly an intellectual beacon, you don't understand how many others you automatically affect just by being present.
Thank you.
It is about accountability. Only thing that I hear in this video is a lack of accountability. That's all I hear everybody saying is trying to pass the buck. Do some work on you. The better you make you, the better you are out in the world. And the world will respond to you. I swear. It's not that difficult.
Hold on. Say that again. Say that part again. That was important.
I said the better you are when you go out into the world, you will effectively affect the world and the world will respond to you in kind.
Facts. That's all you got to do.
This is my lived experience. I go out here every day, California, Chicago, New York, Minnesota. People automatically find themselves. My man just called. They call me just to ask, I know you busy. I'm never too busy to holler at you. What's good?
Right.
And whatever you want to talk to me about, I give you that time. When my kids come down here, can I ask you a question? Of course. What's the demo? And I break it down to them, either psychologically, theoretically, factually, however I can. But I have the intellect to speak to these people. And that's what we all need to do. The basis of human existence is intellect. And in an intellectual world, you need to be an intelligent man moving forward. Intelligently, that's it. That's it. It's not that hard.
That's all I'm saying.
And the idea of having instant gratification is unrealistic. You just have to know within your own spirits that the seed that you plant is eventually going to sprout something. You have to know that. You can't ever waver on it. You can't second guess it. You can't question it, because if you do, you're going to stop planting seeds. And that's how you build your village. It may not, you may plant a seed that may not sprout for 10 years from now. But when Pookie gets in a situation, he's going to hear what RFG said, and that might change his life. That might change his trajectory of what he's about to do. It might not happen overnight, but then you start planting these seeds, and they start planting more seeds, and next thing you know, you have a whole garden. And it started with one person making a decision to do something, to say something. And it doesn't always have to be this big monumental thing like, you know, Mr. Let Go went out and did this big march. It doesn't always have to be this large. It may just take you just sitting down whenever you have an opportunity, sitting down and say, hey, listen to your mom. She cares about you. She's telling you this because she loves you. You don't have to be a child. Just be a perfect somebody out there. Tell this young man this. He might not listen right there. He might say, oh, sir, you so stupid. Get out my face. But one day something's going to click in his mind and say, you know what RFG said to me, dang, he was right. And I'm going to make sure I teach my son and every young man, just like this man did for me. When I come across a young man, I'm going to make sure I tell him that same thing. And that's how we start projecting change.
Most definitely. And see, you see what I'm saying, though, Mr. Let Go, the way that the world responded to your action, it was some simple stuff. It was like, let's go out here and let's try to help our people. And she says it was monumental what you did. That is the world. That's the community responded to your action. That's what I'm talking about.
Like Tina joined my coaching group, and we had a great time going through these books and everything. But look, now we friends, and she ended up hosting my event and everything, and now we friends. That's how things turn into things that are bigger. You build relationships with people. Like I met Tina in person. You know what I'm saying? I try to meet all the women that I coach in person, whenever I have events or whatever. And that's what's important. We got to talk to these people, touch these people. We can't be on YouTube all the time. Go ahead.
I want to show y'all something. This is on my wall in my bathroom.
Oh,
this is on my wall in my bathroom.
Oh my God.
This is next to my mirror. This is the original 13 principles of letting go.
Yeah.
I read this on a regular basis. I remind myself of what it means to be an individual and being in control of my own personal emotions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Can you read a couple of them for us? I just want to hear a few of them.
The biggest one is it doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter is number one. I'm at peace with being misunderstood. I don't control other people's narrative. I must set healthy boundaries with everyone, including my kids, my mate, and my family members. I don't have to justify my boundaries to anyone. Life is about systems, not obligation. Never attach yourself to other people's problems. Want is to suffer. The source of my happiness must be me, not my kids, not my mate. I will be more than I do. My value comes from who I am and not what I do. What I think someone should be doesn't help me in any way. I don't wear should shades. I'm never a victim. I'm always an active learner. I choose to be happy all of the time instead of being right all of the time. My point to that is,
I love it.
What if Aaron sat back and said, you know what? Tina ain't my problem. You know what? If Tina choose a Pookie, that's on Tina.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Tina, your problem was my problem. And that's what we do as a community. Y'all's problems are our problems.
Some of my biggest lessons that I have learned in life came from a man. It didn't come from my mother. It didn't come from my grandmother, my aunties, because they had taught me. I was with them my entire life. They're the ones who raised me.
Mm-hmm.
But it took a man, to sit down and say, hey, Tina, this, that, and the other. And I ain't gonna lie, I buck on a lot of stuff. And initially, when I get told things, a lot of times because it don't always sink in right away. But those same men, I sit back and when I look at it, I'm like, okay. And let's just say I didn't. Let's just say Aaron said something to me and went in one ear out the other. I never thought about it again. That's okay. Because what I didn't, maybe the next woman will. So you can't just sit back and just say, it's not my problem. She chose this. You're right. It was my choice. But how do you prevent and how do you change that? And at the end of the day, you guys, you are our men. We don't have anything else. We don't have anything else.
Right.
It's you, our life, our children's, our fate all lies in your hand. And to hear men say things like, well, that's just, that's not my problem. It is your problem. We can't go and make these laws. We can't go standing in front of these white men and saying, hey, this needs to change. Doesn't have the same power and the same influence as it did if you did it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't respect us as women, period. You have more power than y'all don't get how much power y'all actually have. Like, there's never should be a time where you're saying you can't or you don't. You're not able. It's always a possibility. There's nothing in this world that you are not able to do as a man. And just, it's not my fault. It's not my problem. You chose this. You're right. I did choose this. I have some work that I have to do, but that doesn't mean you don't have influence over the outcome.
Right.
See, once again, it's all inclusive. It's all inclusive. Yes, we can make it happen, but we cannot make it happen without y'all. We need y'all too. If they push you over, we gotta stand in behind you and say, hey, it ain't finna go down like that, not in front of me. Like, it's not one-sided. We might be able to make the laws, but we still need y'all to tell us, what laws we do make that's gonna be comfortable, that's gonna coincide with what y'all need as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not one-sided. That's the thing that I keep trying to get everybody to understand. It's not a male thing, it's not a female thing, it's a people thing. And we got to get together as people, especially as Black folks. You know what I'm saying? As dark-skinned folks, we don't have the main thing that we need is the chop. That's why I try to get everybody to understand how to become their own bank. Because once you have the bank, then we can buy the hospitals, then we can buy the schools, then we can buy the supermarkets, then we can sustain ourselves. But you got to get the chop first. That's what matters. And we have to work together to get it done.
I agree. So let's get back to, anybody else got anything before we get back to the video?
I was looking at Darren in the comments. No, that's not a woman's problem. That's not your husband. Be a wife. Get a man's program. Problem solved. Get a man's program. And I can agree with that to an extent, but you have to build a program for us to get.
You gotta build a program for her to, man. Thank you for saying that. You niggas ain't got no program. Y'all love to sit around and say, get on a man's program. You niggas ain't got no damn program. Shut up. And that's the thing. People talk all this shit. Oh, how do you coach women? Why do you coach women? I have a program, you idiots. Think about that. I have a program.
And
You idiots don't.
Let's be 100. Every day in his group ain't Sunday. Every day ain't Sunday. I know me personally, when I was in the group, me and Aaron used to go head to head. Like, no, I disagree. Aaron, I disagree. And this is why. But that didn't stop him. He didn't say, Tina, get out my group. He said he explained to me. He muted me. And we went through all of these things, but at the end of the day, I learned to respect him as a man. I respect him for his position, and I learned to respect him for his thoughts, even though I don't always agree.
Right.
I don't always agree. But it's whether I agree or I don't agree, I still respect him. And it's taught me to learn to, because let me tell you, Aaron can be a lot, but I've learned a discipline when dealing with other men and other people. Everything does not always have to be my way. It doesn't have to be my thoughts. And if I'm going to trust any man, I have to learn how to step back and just listen. And let's try what he says. If it doesn't work, and then okay, then cool.
Yeah.
But I can always come back, and if you are the man that you should be, and you're responsible with the decisions and the words that you put out in the world, I should be able to come back to you and say, hey, I did what you said. I did exactly what you said, how you told me to do it, when you told me to do it, and you should have a solution or something to say why it didn't work out. You can't say, oh, well, that ain't my problem. You should have, There's always we should be able to come to you and fix it. And I'm not saying that women don't have any say or in any of this. We absolutely do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have a choice into choosing who we are connecting ourselves to. But at the end of the day as well, if you just stand up man, and there's certain women that you shouldn't even entertain on that level. But at the same time, you'll say, oh, I'm this alpha man and I'm doing all of this, but yet you're entertaining these chicks who shouldn't have even been in your space. You're making babies with them, and you're laying down with them and making babies, and then saying she's all types of this and she's all types of that. But if you was that guy that you actually say that you were, you wouldn't have even allowed her in your space, let alone sleep with her and make a baby.
Exactly. I totally agree. All right, so let's get back to it. I appreciate you saying that, Tina.
Where the dentist at? He ain't in the black community no more. Where the lawyer at? Where the business owner at? Where your city council person at? We abandoned black boys and
hold on, let me say this. I need 10 people to contribute to the channel. All right. A couple of people bought the card game. I appreciate you. But I need 10 people to contribute to the channel, or we just gonna cut the show short because we have enough of a show. We can just shut it down now. But if I don't get 10 contributors, either through Cash App, which is Aaron 1000 super chat, or buy my card game, the link is in the chat. We're gonna shut the show down early. 10 contributors. And Dana, do you want to come up? Dana, let me know if you want to come up.
then we blame black men for poor choices in mates that they should not even have to make if we did a better job raising our boys the right way. At the end of the day, if I'm gonna call myself a man, the ultimate responsibility for reconstruction of the black community rests with me. Yes, they have a role. Yes, they have responsibility. But as a man, as a leader, to say I can't fix this shit unless she changes, that's not the definition of a man.
I don't see.
And instead of them listening to that and soaking it in, they jump in and start wanting to talk. It's so feminine, y'all. This shit is so feminine. This is femininity at its finest. So when these men are running around saying we need a woman to be feminine, they're saying we need a woman to be feminine like us. Because these modern men are feminine as hell. This shit is gay as I don't know what.
That's not the definition of a man.
I don't see. I think we're on two different accords. Like, I don't think we're saying that. What I'm saying is, I'm capable of being that leader, that provider. I've worked hard in my life. You get what I'm saying? I should not have to do. You
still go back to individualism.
But I only feel like we tell black men that we have.
You hear this, right? I don't think I should. As a man, we have a duty. All right, you little losers. We have a duty to contribute and uplift our community. You freaking idiots.
That's not the definition of a man.
I don't see. I think we're on two different accords. Like, I don't think we're saying that. What I'm saying is, I'm capable of being that leader, that provider. I've worked hard in my life. You get what I'm saying? I should not have to do.
You still go back to individualism.
But I only feel like we tell black men that we have to now deal with masculine women with children.
Why is she masculine? Because she's had to raise the kids alone, not one woman,
So
brother.
tell me,
a whole community.
So you mean to tell me the only woman I could look forward in my life is a masculine woman that has kids by other men?
No,
that's what I have to look forward to.
But I'm telling you, mistakes made by black men systemically gave rise to the conditions that allowed her to be masculine and made her end up with a man that you consider to be less than what he should be. And I'm telling you, black men are responsible for her being masculine because we have not helped her raise them children.
I am
and
not.
when I say help them raise them children, I don't mean you as the stepdad.
No, I
mean you as an active member in the community where we go to every single parent black mother and say, how many sons you got? 2? How many sons you got? 2? Well, guess what? That's your son's big brother. That's your son's big brother. He taking him to school. He doing the homework. He gonna spend a couple hours with him every Saturday. He got his own kids too, but he gonna make time for you. She got masculine because she had to become masculine in order to.
So I want to say this part right here. She did not become masculine because she was forced to be masculine. She became masculine because she put more shit on her plate than she can handle. It is her fault partly that she's masculine. We're not gonna put all that shit on men.
Right.
Her dumb ass went out and had a bunch of babies by a bunch of random dudes. And now she's forced to be masculine because she got to raise all these goddamn kids. That's her dumb ass.
She was
So I just
raised
want to say that.
masculine.
Huh?
She was raised to be masculine by her grandmother and
By her mother, grandmother. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the main part. But it is up to us as men to add more protection and add more responsibility to our community. Because if there are more men that would be friends to women instead of just trying to run through them, they would be less masculine in that way. It's just little things you can do. Let me show you an example.
Is building. I missed you the other night. Aaron Mallory is in the building. I missed you the other night, and I'm going to tell you why. Can I tell him why really quickly? So I was leaving an event in the dark, and nobody walked me to my car. And I said, if Aaron were here, you would definitely have made sure I got to my car. I was in a room full of men. David wasn't here. He was somewhere else. He didn't know I was leaving. I was in a room full of men leaving here around 10 o'clock at night, maybe. Not one person walked me to my vehicle. Before they be like, oh, she thinks somebody's supposed to walk her to her car. It's not that. It's just that Aaron is so over the top with protecting black women, women period, that it was a void. Like, this was my first time ever leaving a major event here and had nobody to walk me to my car.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Shout out to Wall Street Trapper too, because he does the same thing. But Aaron, you are the man.
So this is simply friendship. She's a part of my community. I'm not sleeping with her. She's not my ex. She's a friend. So when you have women that you are able to be friends with and not just be trying to have sex with, guess what? She in particular will be able to be more feminine to her own man because she's safe out in this world because she has male friends that protect her. So shout out to T Osby. I appreciate you. You said you bought the cards. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Shout out to T Osby. Thank you. But go ahead.
Back to what you were saying about you being friends with these women, and
a
feminine man would be threatened by that. The man is threatened by the fact that there's a man who's able to not want to have sex with her, but just be just another male in her life, another actual friend. They would feel like when you want to sleep with her, no, that's what you would do because of who you are as a man or lack thereof. That doesn't mean that every man in her life wants to sleep with her or has the intentions of trying to sleep with her. Some things are just genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a lot of male, we had this conversation before. I have a lot of good male friends. There's nothing that I would need in my life that I can't pick up the phone and there's a man who will just come take care of it and go home without me sleeping with them, without him saying, hey, you got to pay me or anything. There's absolutely nothing that I can't pick up the phone and say, hey, I need, and someone come to. But that's a problem for some men. They don't, the idea that you could understand that you can't be everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're not an auto mechanic, you may require another man to come through and fix some things. But that's not to say that you're a horrible person or you're less than a man because you can't do something. That's just life. We're people. But men who live in that space who feel threatened by men, they would have a whole problem. They rather sit and let their woman suffer or something not get done in their household than accept the help from another
man. And we run around accepting the help from other men all the time.
Yeah.
That part.
That part. It's crazy. All right. So what's the video?
The abuse, the domestic violence, the disappointments that men had in their life, and also raising those kids and have to take care of herself all at the same time. The black woman has been the beat.
So that is one of the issues that I have with Umar. Umar, he puts too much onus on men and not enough onus on women, because we didn't make y'all nothing. You're angry, spiteful, masculine ass, manly ass mama taught you how to be a man, and you having all these damn kids everywhere taught you how to be a damn man. Shout out to Alexandria Shaw. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Remember, y'all, we still got to get these contributions up. We got 3 so far. 2 people bought a card game, and then Alexandria. So I appreciate you. We got to get up to we need 7 more. We're gonna be out of here.
We are in our community for half of a century, and now we want to turn around and say because she didn't do it perfectly enough or remain feminine enough when she had to absorb our responsibilities plus her own, that's insensitive and disingenuous.
To the people who think modern is an insult,
So this right here is a very intricate breakdown of the dumbass modern man. Now, my guy Trip, he's a real cool guy. So this is not against Trip, because Trip is an amazing orator and an amazing speaker, and he articulates his words beautifully. So this is not against Trip. This is against the modern man. Trip is my guy.
Stuff that we talking about is factually where we are as people right now.
Yeah.
So when you call somebody modern or you say you're traditional, what you're doing is refusing to acknowledge the things that have happened to black people, not just in your life, because you think somehow what you've done in your life has allowed you to evade what has happened to all of us. And you haven't. I don't care how much money you make, family. What's actually modern is that black women have had to stand on their own in roles that they probably shouldn't have had to stand in. And black men have been attacked and kept from the roles that probably would have allowed our black women to be soft. That's a fact of where we are, not nobody's opinion. So when you call somebody modern, you calling somebody knowledgeable of the current circumstances of our community.
Of the current circumstances, what about now?
If you refuse to change, that means you're not the man you think you are. Because a man knows his surroundings and adjusts accordingly to survive and keep the best interest of his people at the forefront. You're not modern, you missing the point, bro.
If you're not modern, you missing it. Because that is current. What is happening now?
If you're not modern, you're missing it. Are you freaking serious? No way in hell would I ever be modern. So this is my rebuttal to that shit. First of all, making a choice to be traditional versus modern is simply that, a choice. And second of all, we're not refusing to acknowledge what happened to black people. We're actually acknowledging what actually has happened to black people in real time. Look at modern men versus traditional men, modern women versus traditional women. This is acknowledgement of the differences between the two groups of people. And with all that being said, traditional men and traditional women are more about family, and modern men and modern women are all about themselves. And what we all presently are is in a counterproductive, self-serving space. That's acknowledgement for your ass. And you say, what happened to black people? Well, what has happened to black people in the last 20 years is exactly why we're having this conversation. Modern men and modern women are actually the result of what has happened to black people. I want y'all to think about what I just said right there. We have created all these modern idiots. All right. Our problematic asses, my generation and the generation before me, we started all this father's baby bullshit. And that is the reason why I'm trying to end it, because not me, but my generation is the one who damn started it. The last two generations in mine started this father's baby bullshit. It was a point, I think in 1972, something like that, where they started giving women Section 8 vouchers and shit like it was candy. Young girls in our neighborhoods will leave their mama house. They would want a baby just so they could leave their mama house and live across the street from their mama so they could have their own house, because they tired of their mama telling them what to do. That's how easy it was to get a Section 8 voucher and then turn around and have your own apartment. And what 13-year-old, 14-year-old don't want their own apartment? They're children. But all you gotta do is have a baby. So all these little stupid ass kids run around getting their own goddamn apartment, trying to get pregnant by somebody that is dumb enough to nut in them so they can get a Section 8 voucher. We started that bullshit. My generation and two generations before me started that shit. So we are the reason why y'all niggas are pussified. I wrote down some notes. Modern women are more free thinking, more sexually liberated, aren't looking to get married, okay with simply having babies out of wedlock. And because of all this, modern women are complaining about men seeing them or looking at them as less desirable. All of this is pointing us in one direction. And that is, we as a group of people are moving away from family and away from marriage and away from intact family units. And this is what we are choosing to do. And we can't blame this on nobody else, because these are all choices that we are making. We have the choice to do whatever we want to do. Life today is easier and better than it's ever been. We can literally pull out our phones, order a car to take us wherever we want to go, order food from anywhere, and almost order a whole person to go out with on a Friday night, Tinder or whatever else. We're on this planet to pair bond and build families together, not live independently of each other. And then with modern men, because I talked about modern women, modern men are fundamentally weaker in every way and are totally okay with being partners with their woman instead of leaders of their other, not live independently of each other. And then with modern men, because I talked about modern women, modern, all of this is pointing us in one direction. And that is, we as a group of people are moving away from family and away from marriage and away from intact family units. And this is what we are choosing to do. And we can't blame this on nobody else, because these are all choices that we are making. We have the choice to do whatever we want to do. Life today is easier and better than it's ever been. We can literally pull out our phones, order a car to take us wherever we want to go, order food from anywhere. But life is so hard, but we got all these amazing things. You know what I'm saying? Shit is crazy. And almost order a whole person to go out with on a Friday night, Tinder or whatever else. We're on this planet to pair bond and build families together, not live independently of each other. And then with modern men, because I talked about modern women, modern men are fundamentally weaker in every way and are totally okay with being partners with their woman instead of leaders of their woman. And let me ask you a question. Is it really that we're refusing to change, or is it that we're refusing to give up on family? That part right there. We're refusing to give up on families. We aren't refusing to change. We're refusing to give up on family like y'all are. So none of this is an ignorance of what's going on. It's actually an understanding of what's going on and our refusal to live within it, because it's counterintuitive of our nature and biology. We aren't supposed to live independently of each other. And keep this in mind. The three things that I take from modern men and modern women is independence from each other. Everybody thinks they can just do things on their own without the other person, which is stupid. 2, counterintuitiveness. And 3, the lack of presumed or understood roles within relationships. You know, they talk about partnership like a man and a woman is the same. All that is just dumb, in my opinion. Okay, now we get to the good part, the victimization of women. And real quick, I want to talk about what was talked about, but we got to do this real quick.
To give you and other players deep understanding of how we all deal with relationships. Deeper Discussion card game is meant to give you and other players deep understanding of how we all deal with relationship, when or if things get serious. One of the biggest reasons why people break up is because of underlying family issues. This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group, so have fun.
Question number 1. What is the one thing you wanted but didn't receive when you were young? Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad. What is the most annoying attribute about the opposite sex?
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend,
Candidate.
A potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. It'll even tell you what's wrong with your sneaky link. If you and your sneaky link need to have a conversation, these are the cards.
And you can fix yourself and figure out the why.
The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
they ain't gonna get
really
wore out.
Durable.
Be victims of circumstance, right? So he says,
What's actually modern is that black women have had to stand on their own in roles that they probably shouldn't have had to stand in. And black men have been attacked and kept from the roles that probably would have allowed our black women to be soft.
If you are a single person and you don't have any children and you are a sound body and mind, you can just go get a job. You can work at Staples. You can work at Walmart. You can work anywhere. Go to college. You can do whatever you want to do, because the only person you have to take care of is yourself. And it's not easy, but it's not necessarily super difficult. You can get a roommate. 2 people can live in the same apartment or whatever, right? But what the majority, 90% of our women have done is multiply themselves. So now it's her and a little her, or her and a little boy, or her and 2 little hers. Remember, he says women had to do this and had to do that. No, they made choices, which is running around having fatherless babies. And now their lives are extremely difficult because they got to deal with another person. And in a lot of cases, mentally, they're not even ready to do this stuff by themselves, even though they did it by themselves. So are or were women forced to do all these things? The answer is no. You chose to multiply yourself and make your lives even worse. You chose to skip steps and don't require marriage before you have a baby, so now your life is harder. You chose to start a family backwards. Y'all all have kids, but none of y'all have husbands. How did that happen? Our women are the most educated group in America, but at the same time, the most evicted group in America. So all of these are choices. If you actually chose to focus on understanding men a little bit better, getting therapy, and finally letting go of your childhood trauma, because the majority of our women have been raised by angry, selfish, self-centered, vindictive, abusive single mothers. What you ladies tend to do is forget about all 16 years of your childhood trauma that you endured day after day after day after day after day, and now you blame it on men and saying men did A, B, and C to you, and we, the men you actually get in relationships with, we didn't meet you until you were like at least 19, 20, or 25. So I don't know how we traumatized you when the first 16 to 20 years of your life was with your mother. So sitting down with a therapist and dealing with 16 to 20 years of trauma, that's a lot of work to do. So instead of going to therapy for like 3-4 years to deal with all of the stuff that you endured as a child with your own mother, you choose to ignore all of that will actually put you in a better emotional position to find or receive a husband. You choose to circumvent all of that and just go to college, thinking that college is going to fix everything. But sadly, the majority of you ladies spend 4 years in college in order to make $53,000 a year. And that's high because the majority of you only make $37,000 a year after graduating from college. And most of you, after graduating or before graduating from college, you're already a single mother, which of course has made your life that much harder, which is your choice, right? We're talking about choices and options, right? And then he says,
and black men have been attacked and kept from the roles that probably would have allowed our black women to be soft.
And then he says black men were attacked and kept from the roles that we were supposed to, whatever. I've not been attacked by anybody, and I haven't been kept from anyone. So, like I said, this sounds good. Have you ever been attacked or kept from anything? No. Who's attacking and who is keeping people from whatever? If I choose a scam, the only people that are attacking us is Pookie babies. The only people that is attacking me is y'all's little Pookie babies. Ain't no white man attacking me. Ain't no white man attacking me. Pookie babies are attacking me.
That's facts.
And then my question is, let's just say everything that let's just hypothetically say everything that he said is absolutely correct. That still leaves you with the question, okay, so what do you do about it? Do you just sit back and tie your hands and say, oh, I don't have any power, I can't do anything? That goes back into saying you have the power to make this change. If this is the case, then what do? They're not even taking your power away from you. You are literally handing it over. You're giving it to women, you're giving it to these systems that are in place, and you're walking around saying that you can't make change. You're not enough within yourself to make a change in any way, shape, or any way, shape, place, or fashion. You're not worthy of changing anything. You're basically useless.
Yeah, I agree. It's really sad when we just love to just as men sit around and victimize ourselves. We have been through all this stuff and it's not our I hate it. Or sell drugs or do some crazy stuff. Yes, I will be kept away from something because hold on. I've not been attacked by anybody and I haven't been kept from anyone. So, like I said, this sounds good. Have you ever been attacked or kept from anything? No. Who's attacking and who is keeping people from whatever? If I choose to scam or sell drugs or do some crazy stuff, yes, I will be kept away from something because I will go to jail. And as far as attacking, I don't know who is getting attacked. I don't know. Bears, who is attacking us? I don't know. Altogether, we have pretty good lives in this modern society. So ain't nobody getting attacked or kept from nothing. Unless you go to jail because you made a choice to do something illegal. And lastly, calling someone modern is saying that they are knowledgeable of the current circumstances. Cool, no problem. But what you did not say is, are these modern people going to do something about the current situations in society? See, there you go, Tina.
Yep.
Actually agree with him right here, because the first thing you have to do is admit that there's a problem. You have to acknowledge that there's a problem, right? So modern people acknowledge that there's a problem. But what if the existence of y'all, which is modern people, the actual problem, and we are choosing not to be part of the problem? That part. I am choosing not to be part of the problem, because modern men and modern women are the actual problem. Cookie, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think they realize they're a problem. I think they've convinced themselves that they're the solution, and that we're
They don't
living
have a solution. Modern people have no solutions for nothing.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. I think they feel like their existence is a solution. You know what I mean? And that
Why? Weaker, stupider, whinier people? How can weaker, stupider, whinier people be the solution to something?
That's what they think. If they're stupid and whiny, they don't know that. It's like a person that doesn't admit that they're an alcoholic or a drug addict. They don't realize that they're a problem. But I really think that they're sitting around delusional, thinking like they're the solution. Though the way that I heard that, they feel like the people that think like you
are the problem.
And meanwhile, they're so divisive and self-oriented. They don't realize that the coming together part is what we need, and they're not about that. They're selfish.
Yeah.
But how? I don't know. The only thing I can't grasp is how they feel. How do they feel that selfishness is an okay solution? You know.
I don't think they care. I think they just are happy because a lot of these modern men don't have children. So they aren't going through the things that the rest of us are going through. They've never been married, none of this stuff, right? They're just on YouTube talking shit about women. And they just like, the solution is I stay to myself and stay away from these women. And that's really what it is. And that's what
watch the world burn. I mean, I don't
watch the world burn. Yep. Sit back and watch the world burn on Netflix.
Eventually the fire gets to your porch.
You're right.
Nothing. We're being talking shit.
Yeah, I mean,
because this is it right here. This is
men supposed to make raise the boys.
Right. We as men is holding other men accountable for the same thing that you're talking about right now.
What are we doing for the young brothers in the street? So
what you mean, mentoring them? No, I mean he's a great father.
Mm-hmm. I ain't talking. That's individual. That's good, but that's individualism. Yeah. What are we doing collectively as men to change the trajectory for black boys in the streets right now?
The crickets.
Nothing.
We're being
talking shit.
Yeah, I mean, you could take it.
It's not going to get better unless we put hands on deck. The reason the athletes and the rappers are the role models is the professional black men moved out the hood.
So I'm saying we move out the hood and go about our business, and the young men, young women, they don't have no choice but to have sex with each other because everybody else is all stupid and screwed up.
Yeah,
And
they
now,
were abandoned.
yeah, they're abandoned, right? That's what I'm saying. But it's 3:00, made good time. 2 minutes over. Really good. I thank y'all for coming up. I appreciate y'all because y'all added so much, not just conversation, but validity, you know? Because when it comes to community work, like, because with me, just personally, I always enjoy doing shows with women, you know what I'm saying? Because it's an example of showing solidarity, you know, showing togetherness, you know? So I have no problem doing shows by myself, but I love having women up and men up too, just to show that, yo, this is a community, you know? But yeah.
Absolutely, as you should.
Yes,
See?
You're doing a good job.
Thank you. What's that,
you
Tina?
are. You're doing an amazing job, and like I said, I appreciate you, and I can definitely respect you, even though I don't always agree with what you say. But that's life, and that's what the world is like. You can't coexist with people thinking that everybody's going to always agree, but you have to know how to navigate these situations and navigate people. And I think and that's just, people don't have just basic relationship skills. And it's not to say that you can't gain these things. You just have to be open enough to listen and learn to the people and the resources who are out here who genuinely have an interest in seeing you do better.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I hope that I was reading the comments and things. I hope people understand that we're not saying that women don't play a role in how society is today, but that wasn't today's topic. Today's topic was specifically about men, so that's where the focus was being put at. And the idea that a man doesn't have the power to make change is so sad, because man
And
is
it's
the
so
most
gay.
greatest. Yeah, man is the most greatest thing that God has ever created. God created a man before he created anything else. To say you don't have the power, I don't even know where to even go with that.
It's gay.
And then
a
you
cult.
want change, but yet at the same, you say you want to see things different, and you wish for things to be different, but yet you say you have no power to make things different. Those two things can't coexist in the same space.
I
So
totally agree.
I mean, only thing, like I say, I'm still in a space of learning. I'm not gonna say I have all the answers. I don't. I'm still out here searching. I have a therapist that I sit with. And I will say this, though, I'm in a better place than I was, say, a year ago, 2 years ago. And
That's
every day,
good.
every day is a uphill journey. And I hope that be the case with everybody. I mean, there's nobody who knows everything. Everybody needs somebody, and to hold them accountable for where they are in life.
I agree.
Good for you, sis.
So I pray for those who are listening, even when you get off of this, that you sit back and just sit yourself in a quiet place.
I think she's driving.
Oh yeah, she don't went out. But I will talk to y'all later. I want to have a little conversation with people. Thank y'all for coming up. I really appreciate y'all, because this
You
was
know
a
what's
fun
funny,
show.
Aaron? I feel like every time you go in on these guys, none of their representation shows up.
Meaning what?
Meaning every time you talk about this subject in red pill and men, nobody comes up to defend, like,
Because they're women. They're females.
that's
They're
so funny
females.
to me.
They're females. You know, I don't drop the link plenty of times, but none of the little cornballs want to come up and have a
I think
conversation with
they're scared of you a little bit.
me. Hey,
And then
it
the
is what
ones
it
who do come up, they don't want to talk about the topic.
Right. He was undercover, like red pill, I think, and
Yeah.
tried to come in like, I'm an activist and
Like, I really wanted to hear what he had to say if it was going to add to this topic.
He just wanted to
Not
talk.
everything else.
Yeah.
He wanted to take over That wasn't gonna happen. Not on this show.
Not on this show.
I think a lot of men, a lot of people get caught up on what in wanting to prove that they are a man or prove that they are a woman rather than just being that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so all right,
just
y'all.
being
I'm
that.
trying to
Right.
run errands.
I totally agree.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you for pulling up, Tina. All right, talk to you later, Cookie. So I hope y'all were able to get something out of this, because the chat was a whole bunch of whiny, girly men crying about their little tampons and stuff. But I think this was a very integral conversation that some of y'all were afraid to have, because you modern men are one half of the problem and you modern women are the other half of the problem. And all of y'all are females. Some of y'all have penises and some of y'all don't. And that's the sad thing about it. So we're dealing with a whole bunch of females, a world full of dark, black females. And it's like, it's scary. It's really scary and it's really sad. Oh, it's okay, Dana. But I hope y'all was able to learn something. And before you go, I need everybody to take a second to hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. God damn it. And if you have not already bought my card game, this is an opportunity to buy my card game. So here's the link to the card game right here. And Facebook, the link to buy the card game is on top of the actual videos, is in the title. So y'all take a second. Let me get 3 people to buy the card game real quick. Everybody, look at the link, click it, buy the card game real quick. This is partly of how I help the community. The card game will give you a better understanding of the person that is in front of you. It will help you stop being a pookie picker. It will help you stop choosing women that just want to use you for your money. But the sad thing about it is, whenever somebody presents you with a potential solution, you ignore it, and all y'all want to do is get back to arguing. And the reason why is because you don't want to fix yourself. You don't want women to be feminine. You don't want men to step up. You just want people to be stupid so you can continue to take advantage of the opposite sex in any way that you can. You women literally don't want men to be masculine. You want men to be stupid so you can have a baby by him and put him on child support, and he can't fight you in court because he ain't got no money and he ain't got no backbone. And you men actually don't want women to be feminine, because if you had a whole bunch of feminine women, guess what? They will have requirements for y'all asses, and you ain't got shit to offer to a feminine woman. So all y'all want to do, whether women or men, is argue and complain about why men aren't the way they're supposed to be and why women aren't the way they're supposed to be. But neither one of y'all want the man or the woman to be the way you want them to be. You would step up instead of telling the other person to step up, because you are the one that's a problem. That's the actual truth. Appreciate you, Leticia. So y'all have a good rest of y'all day. I am out.